Yo, welcome back, everybody. It's Vici Gaming versus Infamous. This is going to be our third series of the day. Blitz and I will be taking you through that, as well as our next series. That I forgot what it was. And we have a special treat for you. We're actually going to be joined by our special guest observer, Scriff, who's going to be taking over the camera, so you don't have to deal with me. Let's get right into the draft, though, as didn't expect this one. First pick, Tidehunter. Elder Titan Shadow Demon seems like a totally normal response, though. But first pick, Tidehunter.
First pick, Tidehunter is a little bit wild. I mean, Infamous is doing some, like, interesting things. Like, they're sort of just doing them right now.
Yeah.
As they pick two pretty tanky frontline heroes.
Well, they've got percentage-based damage from both of the supports on Vici Gaming, so I don't think they care too much about the tank. With both Soul Catcher and Elder Titan's Earth Splitter. So I don't know. Infamous just very clearly just have their own style and are sticking with it, which I like. I think that's the way you should be approaching this. If you're a team like Infamous, you shouldn't be trying to adopt other people's style too much. And they're not the only team that thought that Tidehunter was a very valuable pick. RNG in their Chinese qualifiers had it picked quite often.
Oh man, Warlock grunts. Where's our third mic, by the way?
I don't know if this room has a third mic. Oh, that's over there?
There it is.
Oh.
I don't think so. I don't hear you through
I don't hear it.
Can you hear us? Weird. I keep hearing like a moving noise. Like a da-da, da-da. Is that you or me?
Could be me.
Weird.
Huh. Bye-bye, Puck.
Weird Puck ban.
Yeah. I mean, Puck is really effective against those supports, right?
I guess, but still a little bit odd.
Yeah.
Vici haven't lost a game yet, right?
Don't think so. I believe they've got 4-0. Unfortunately, my internet is not working, so I couldn't check up on that.
The actual
They
scores.
might be 6-0. They
You
might
know,
have won 3
Somebody
series.
complained about our spoilers, even though before I tell a spoiler, I say I'm about to spoil. You have 5
Dude,
seconds.
No, that's
I've done that every time, right?
yes.
Like
I mean, honestly, that's just the way spoilers are treated now. It's an opportunity to complain no matter what.
no matter what.
No matter what.
I feel like I give people like 10 minutes.
Because you want to know why, Blitz?
Why?
People enjoy playing the victim.
I see. You know who doesn't though? Infamous. 'Cause even though
Infamous
they
do
lost,
not play the victim.
they're dropping items. They're hitting neutral creeps while people are chasing them.
Yeah, dude.
These guys are down to YOLO it. I love it.
These guys think, oh, you think we're the underdogs? You think we're just going to roll over? Let you get your free wins? No. They managed to bring down Na'Vi, the same Na'Vi that went 1-1 with OG, the same OG that 2-0'd EG, therefore, Infamous greater than EG.
Dude, right now that's not entirely wrong.
And right now, that's actually, that math checks out real hard.
That you didn't even need to kind of do the.
Yeah, I could have just said it, and people would have known, seeing EG and Infamous.
Yeah, that was pretty straightforward. If I'm 100% honest with you.
We'll see. Every single day of the group stage holds fresh surprises, as a lot of the favorite teams have been not doing so hot. And I personally want to attribute that. Yes, I think that some of the favorite teams are playing poorly. But I do really want to emphasize, I think a lot of the quote-unquote underdog teams, the teams going into this that you just naturally expect them to be bottom 8 or maybe losing out in their groups, I think they're all playing much better than people probably expected. And again, I think that's because the gap between the Tier 1 teams and the Tier 2 teams has fallen bit by bit.
I think that at a TI, you should always prepare yourself to play like the best versions of whatever team that you're gonna run into.
Yeah.
Like the thing about TI is like, if you lose because you're taken unawares at this point, it's your fault. Like you have no one to blame but yourself. There's no such thing as a free win. Remember, were you opting Scriff when it was like Demon decided to go for the Midas died?
Yeah.
That was TI4.
TI4,
I believe it was. He decided to go Midas Tide on his birthday, and they lost to Arrow Gaming. and the difference between winning and losing that game was 500 grand. Because that was back when bottom 8 paid nothing. They literally got ninth. Oh my god, I'd never seen Bulba, like, he was legit in tears. It was the first time I'd seen him cry before. Of course, I've seen him cry like 100 times since then. But
Yeah. I don't think anybody expected Bulba to be the strong, quiet type who.
that was when Bulba was like, he had that competitive career going.
Yeah. By the way, Vici Gaming, spoilers. I don't know who's possibly trying to fit watching
wait.
every single game.
Let's just
one by one
you get
into there.
4, 3, 2, 1. You can literally mute right now, and if you listen, that's on you. Okay, go, Austin.
Vici Gaming have beat Fnatic 2-0, RNG 2-0, and VP 2-0.
Very dope.
The complaint's going to be, you didn't tell me how long, so I muted for 2 seconds, and I came back, and I heard that they beat VP 2-0. That was the next VOD I was going to watch. Please apologize to me right now.
You know what's weird is I can't watch VODs. I love live content.
Yes.
I don't know what it is about that.
I can dig it.
I just, like, once something happened, I couldn't care.
For me, it's like, if I'm not watching it live, then I'm just going to watch it on a replay and, like, 4 times the speed, half the game.
All right, so we have a Slark who, honestly, Slark is starting to kind of move up for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he's, like, good in every situation, but in this situation, I think he's really good. I think he's really good against, like, the Pinata heroes. You know, the ones that he could just, he gets to hit 100 times.
Alchemist is like, I regen 1 billion health per second. Slark's like, cool. Give me some more stats, bro. We have 4 melee heroes for Infamous. And we also presumably have all 3 of our cores. Maybe it's a support Tiny and a support Tide.
Infamous is on one right now.
But presumably we have picked our 3 cores already.
Let me say that Slark,
and there's a 5 position left.
Slark is excellent against all these heroes.
Not Legion Commander.
Not Legion. Well,
Not
because of the duel. And you can purge off the pounds.
Yeah. And you have a nice AoE nuke.
Yes. But aside from that, like, I don't even hate playing Slark against Legion, if I'm honest.
I mean, I like it because you can actually man-fight a Slark. He's like one of the few heroes that can't actually man-fight
you sort of
because
can,
you're
but
passive.
the life steal takes more, I believe. In any case, I think it's an excellent Slark game. They ban Quap themselves.
The lifesteal. Are you talking about Legion?
Or Slark against Legion. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. Whereas, like, Slark versus Lifestealer, I mean, you don't really care that much. I knew they were going to take Storm.
yeah, dude. There's no way this is all 3 of their cores. This is a Tide and Tiny support, and we're going to have Lifestealer, Legion Commander cores, and mid Storm Spirit.
I actually think that Vici was going to take Storm. And that's part of the reason why Infamous took it. And I think that explains the Puck and OD bans.
Yeah. And...
you know what would have been a sick game for? It would have been, like, a pretty good sniper game, too. If not for the Storm.
Not anymore, yeah.
Not anymore.
It actually would have been a really sick sniper game.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. That's a good call.
I think Storm or Sniper would have been solid for Vici. Now, if you're Vici, what's left? It's kind of a mediocre Ember game.
Mediocre
Lina
Lina game.
Somebody's got high levels. Mediocre
Bad
what?
Lina game.
Let's see. It's kind of a mediocre... Yeah, it's kind of a meh Lina game. I could see Deuce being a win. I don't love Monkey as a hero anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been complaining about that hero being... It's so boomer busty. Maybe, like... I don't know, like DK or something? You need some sort of, like, frontliner for the rest of your team, too, that can just, like, run in.
Sure. I could dig DK.
Feels good against Storm and lane, too.
Yeah. Doesn't care a whole lot about Legion Commander and Lifestealer because of his high armor. He also has this ability to chip away at towers, which Tide doesn't really like. Like, the commitment of popping your Dragon form, Tidehunter's good at being able to, like, sit in front of the tower, but specifically... like, the Dragon Knight is going to force you to Ravage in a situation you don't like.
I could see DP. DP Centaur feels kind of nice. Because DP's problem nowadays is, like, she doesn't want to go for the MS build.
Oh, the Invoker.
The Intoker. Oh man, everyone's using the Kid Invoker skin now. Kind of throws me off. It feels like everyone's using it.
Yes. Everyone's using the tiny skin as well. Oh, hey, look, it's your favorite pal.
I don't want to look at that.
It unnerves Blitz. The
Yeah.
Turtle Tidehunter. It unnerves him. He doesn't like looking at him.
I'm not even trying to like be funny. I think it genuinely like there's a part of my brain that gets triggered that doesn't like it.
I love it.
I
love Turtle Tidehunter. I
it
think
actually
it's
makes
so
me
cool.
like hyperventilate, so I'm just gonna chill for a minute.
What do you think about the Invoker pick?
Uh,
Do you want me to re-describe the heroes for you
no, it's
so you don't have to look?
Invoker's good. Invoker's good.
I mean, it's quite good versus Legion Commander.
The
right?
thing about it is, I like him much more as a support nowadays than I do as a core.
Yeah.
Um,
As a mid, you like him much more as the Quaswex, like Spirit Vessel. I'm gonna run around and make kills happen.
Yeah.
And you want a hard
I
carry.
actually think Exord Invoker, it's very easy for Storm to play against.
Yeah.
Like you just jump on top of him. Whereas like Quaswex, the thing about Quaswex that's really nice is it's a hard reset against Storm. Every time.
It's easy to play Legion Commander against Exort Invoker too.
Yeah, I think it's really straightforward. It's when you get the high levels of Wex, and you have this Invoker running around at like zoom speed.
Yeah.
That is really annoying for Storm Spirit.
And Quaswex is harder for Lifestealer to play against for the same reason. All that mobility.
Yeah.
Hates that. It's forced to pop rage like every single ice wall that's laid down.
I'm trying to actually think.
I like VG Gaming's lineup a lot. I think that Infamous was really cute with their last pick, Storm Spirit, and it made me excited that they actually got a draft advantage potentially over the weird sacrifice of like we're gonna have these kind of garbage lanes because of our supports, but that last pick looks so sick until the Invoker. That was just really cool by VG. I think it just like solidifies their draft into just being very solid. Has good answers to a couple of cores. Gives them a nice mid game. Centaur.
Be careful, Austin.
Centaur Invoker running around killing stuff. They scale well into the late game, obviously with Slark, but also because their supports are super effective late game.
It's going to be VG's first loss.
This is going to be VG's first loss.
It's going to be Infamous.
The
no one saw it coming.
Tiny Tidehunter on Infamous Gaming is going to be their first
Boy's
loss.
a beast.
Schofield is a really good Tiny.
It's over.
Schofield is honestly one of the fours that I enjoy playing with the most in NA. Him and Sonic.
I didn't love Schofield when he was playing core in my pubs, but as a support, he's much nicer.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Body
this block.
blocking
They've
him
got
quite
stun
a
on
bit.
Tiny
Schofield's almost there.
He might be dead.
Paparazzi. They baited him into going for the stats. His Whisper just man-fought him. That's going to be your first blood. Stinger is the one to pick it up. And now Fade, he's battling it out. Might be able to kill Stinger, but eventually his Spirit form actually wore out. Infamous read that one really nicely.
I'd just like to say that I told you.
You're
that,
right. First blood equals a 90% win rate. You're sounding like Slacks right now.
I'll sound like Nahaz. There's like a 48.2% chance of repeating. Every player is great at this TI. Every team is great. I remember one time, Script, I asked Nahaz, I was like, be negative once. Give me a bad team. He's like, I think they're all good. I was like, that makes none of them good, Alan. That makes them all garbage. If everybody is good, then no one is good. You know what I mean? There's no semblance of skill at that point.
You know what it is? It's Nahaz lives as the you know the Lego song, the Lego movie song.
Yeah.
Everything is awesome. Like I feel like that's the soundtrack to Nahaz's life. You know, just a happy dude.
Oh,
How's
so
this mid lane matchup go?
Quaswex.
The Quaswex Invoker against Storm.
Quaswex is much harder for Storm to play against than I think Exord.
Because
you have kill potential.
Yeah, he regens you, regens you, and has
He
kill
can just
potential.
hit you. Look, he's actually potentially just dead here.
Yeah, Chrysalek is having a rough time. He does have a healing self, so I doubt he's going to die here.
He had Tornado there too, but obviously only level 1.
Yeah,
Barely
so
goes
it's super
anywhere.
short.
Yeah. But yeah, Storm. Okay, so this is the annoying part with Storm is when you have to pop the. He has to get this range creep really bad. Okay, so now that he's got that, he's gonna get these 2 creeps right here, and then he's fine. He's got bottle now. Don't use his courier, guys.
In a way, the lane has reset as soon as he gets.
Oh
its
no,
bottle.
he missed the CS. He actually needed that one. That was his bottle CS, and they're using the courier for. Oh, he's gonna get the side.
Oh, he's gonna get it from the secret shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the miserable part though is that CS actually mattered. He messed that up quite big. He had him for free, both of them. Now he's gotta wait.
The bottle would almost be to him right now, or he may have this small window where he tries to push it, or maybe nothing happens. That secret shop play is kind of cute. It's a little risky, but it probably gets your bottle to you like 10 seconds faster.
It is pretty nice.
10 seconds, but like 3, 4.
I mean, does it really save that much time? I don't think so, dude.
Maybe it's 2 seconds faster.
Is it?
Dude, they probably timed it out.
Okay.
We'll time it out. We'll time it out.
Oh no, you don't want to do this,
we're in
Storm.
Dota.
Okay. He needs his bottle refilled.
And Schofield's the man to do it. Because Schofield's like, I'm down to just roam around the map. That's what I like doing.
He's fine now. Once he got that CS.
Yeah.
And he's out CSing him right now.
Sound
The regen fight wasn't going great, but especially with the tiny TPing in, he's okay now.
Or
I think Storm versus Invoker though is relatively fine.
Well done, I guess.
And Chris Luck is just whomping on Ori. I don't think you should ever kill him, but like he is beating him in CS.
Slark has a small lead over the Legion commander right now. Schofield just hasn't been in lane at all, I guess, because he has not been taking any experience, still level 1.
Or he's chipping at him right now. He's trying to set him up for the kill. 2 seconds left on the Tornado.
Oh. The high ground miss lets him complete that bottle charge. Trying to guard the range creep to go for the deny, but the attack speed's slow, actually. Wonder how this support Tidehunter is feeling about the game so far. He's gonna throw out the gush onto Yang. Yang with the maxed out retaliate build. Certainly won't be dying to this. We'll get a lot of charges out of it.
I will say in the laning phase, this matchup used to be impossible for Centaur.
Oh.
Oh.
They do have the cold snap as well as their tornado. Not really sure
You remember
if
that?
Shadow Demon can follow that up. What?
How annoying that matchup used to be for Centaur.
Yeah, used to be terrible.
It was unplayable.
Now
And
that retaliate has a
you
button
win.
that you click, you actually win the lane.
You actually win the lane. And also, the best part is your hero's like even better against Lifestealer than it used to be, right? Because as the game progresses, Lifestealer, he doesn't have like a built-in like stun. He has a slow, and I think he's dead.
Gets hit by the Shadow Poison. That's going to be DY. Picking up the first kill of the game for VG Gaming right as the bounty runes are about to spawn. Chris Luck, I wonder if he's going to be giving one of the supports that mid lane now. They do have some pretty greedy supports that are extremely experience starved right now.
You see this Invoker, by the way? He's running to contest the rune.
Yeah,
and
he
he's
is.
even going to deny it.
Schofield.
He's dead.
Tried to go for it, but Chris Luck is going to be caught by Ori's rotation. Read him like a book.
That was actually really well done by Ori. He started moving well beforehand because he knew, and a return kill going the way of Whisper, who has had a rough day when it comes to lanes, but...
Did Fate get the bounty rune?
Did,
No, so Schofield with Avalanche was able to stop him and pick up. Oh, no, he did. So Fate actually, his death got them the bounty rune, so that's fine.
Storm mid.
Oh, he's still not level 6. Chris Luck trying to come back into lane to get his 6 instead of jungling it out. And now might be in trouble, so they're going to try and go for this dive. Fate doesn't have enough damage. He's going to be able to turn now as Chris Luck had a lot of poison stacks, but he was just enough to survive. Pops a stick, pops a bottle, and he'll be fine now. They get the kill onto Fade, and Schofield will be fine.
He's perfectly fine there. Is he's even going to wait for the bottom rune? If it's like a DD or something, maybe they can get a kill, and it is in fact an invis at top versus Tiny. Maybe they try to set up on Ori here. Some pings are going to come out. Ori doesn't have a sentry or anything like that, and... Alright, Whisper. Alright, there's 6 now. He does... I don't think
Disruption. They're going to be a TPM for the Tidehunter. Not sure they might be able to kill DY here. He's going to be Gush slowed down. A big nuke comes out with a Stampede. Oh, he had 1 hit left. Paparazzi starts going on a stinger, but it'll actually be fine. Paparazzi took so much damage from that big nuke from Whisper.
In mid. That's a kill, and Ori, I mean,
he is very low. There's low mana on Chris Luck, but he's going to be tossed forward on top of Ori, but he just quickly goes walk, and if anything, Ori healed himself a little bit. He's got stick charges and a Fairy Fire.
And they're going to go for, oh, mid. Ori, kind of low here. He's got to be careful about this. 2 more hits
stick charges.
All right.
Should be fine.
But they're going to Shrine here on the side of the Storm and the Tiny. They're able to get the kill onto Fade as well. And I mean, from a Storm perspective, I think this is a pretty good Storm game. We said it before the Invoker pick too, and I don't think the Invoker pick changes that much either, especially if your laning phase goes okay. And his laning phase went great. If you just look at the CS difference right now, despite the death that the Storm does have, it's not like the kill went on the Invoker either. So just taking a look at net worth, everything feels fine.
Script's observing, by the way, not me. Let me just say, Script, in the first game I ops today, I missed 1 kill, and that was that crazy 50-minute back and forth. So you gotta focus up. Oh yeah, by the way, sorry, my hotkeys are different. It's QWER. Those are the only important stats. Q is CS, W is net worth, R is, or E is net worth, R is buyback. Like, it just goes early to late game. You like that? Can you dig it?
Who says that?
I don't remember.
Is that The Rock?
Could be. It's somewhere from the world of wrestling. Three to 4. VG Gaming coming out of this laning phase with a slight lead, but not too massive. Like, the 3 cores of Infamous all got, like, an acceptable amount of farm out of their lane. Yeah. It's just the Centaur really owned his lane.
Ori, I'm not sure what Ori's doing right now. I think he's kind of lost.
Yeah.
That's sort of what it feels like anyways. In the sense that, like, I don't know if he thinks he can gank this Lifestealer, because he won't.
And do you think, like, his side lanes are just hard to gank in general?
Yeah, I actually think this is kind of a rough Quassex Invoker game.
Oh, they get the duel. But there's the disruption. A good save. And the supports, honestly, a little bit of a problem. Your supports just don't offer a ton to that situation. Or at least certainly not
like burst.
Yeah.
I don't know. That even with the duel, I felt like that was an unlikely kill.
I think that was a super unlikely kill.
Yeah.
Even if both supports were there from the start and they gushed the moment he dueled, pretty sure the Slark still lives.
He's going to pop ulti stick. That'd be fine.
I think the Lifestealer one is one of the most triggering of the taunts. Oh, walk the dog. 10-minute bounty runes coming up. Paparazzi wants to try and get his against the 3. He's going to be tossed back into DY to make sure Whisper can get it. But now Ori's here. The disruption has set him up for an EMP cold snap on a Schofield. He actually managed to get away from all of that one, though. Thanks to the press attack, and now Chris Luck's going to be able to jump in. Managed to get a nice pullback on Ori with a follow-up duel. That'll be a kill. No look for more. DY's going to be chased down by Chris Luck, who still had plenty of mana to work with. The counter rotation of Chris Luck comes through nicely for Infamous.
Dude, this is like the best anyone's looked against Vici. Dare I say that Infamous is actually a pretty good team.
Yeah.
I think that Vici is still, you know, they're going to win by sheer force of will, but right now things are going just fine for Infamous. Again, really, the biggest issue for Infamous is this top lane.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that their laning phase, they're walking away at 10 minutes with pretty decent... Whisper, damn, dude. Damn, dog, chill. You don't have duel. He's really trying to stay on top of Paparazzi so he doesn't actually get any regen. Paparazzi gets a little bit, though, and now he's committed so heavily And DY is here. He does manage to hit a decent nuke. Schofield tries to hit the Avalanche, but the Stomp comes in, hits the Tide, and with the Purge, it's going to blow up Whisper. But now Chris Luck is here. Self-disruption, the pull back on that Slark.
He's dead.
And the toss onto him. He's dead. So's the Shadow Demon. Whisper was just forcing the fight so his Storm could clean up, but sadly, it's still going to be a 2-for-2 exchange.
They do kill the Slark, and that's the important thing is during this entire time, Hector's just farming. He's almost got the Midas for himself too. The Slark was just a creep wave away from getting his. The timing of that was more or less perfect.
Did the Invoker like TP mid?
Yes.
After he revived? That's
sure.
probably why they played so aggressively, right? Because I don't think you could possibly make that kind of tower dive.
Because Ori would just counter and you'd all die.
Yeah. So that's really good awareness from Infamous. That's a cool idea. Blink to Hecker, Boots, Bottle, Blink Dagger, and hit level 6 at 13 minutes. Schofield's having a weird game. Successful in net worth, but still starved on experience.
Yes. This is just very odd overall.
Ori is definitely having the roughest game of the cores, as you can see reflected in his net worth, even below the Legion
Part of
Commander.
the problem is, like, okay, so you're going Quaswex, but normally with this build, you're going to go for, like, the Ardent Spirit Vessel so that you have, like, mid-game presence.
Yep.
But by deciding to go for, like, the double null into this Midas, your Midas is going to come really late.
Yeah.
If you're not getting, like, kill after kill, which is why people go for the Urn first anyway, so that you can have impact during that awkward, like, bridge time.
Uh-huh.
So now, you're sort of, like, committed to this weird build where you're going Midas, but, like, look how far away he is from it. And this Invoker build is not meant to farm neutral creeps.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have Forge Spirits, you don't have the damage, really. I guess you have the Sustain, and that's kind of cute, but, like, you don't really want to be farming neutrals with Tornado. It's not mana or cooldown efficient. Because anytime you use it to farm neutrals, it's also time that, like, if your team gets gone on, there's no play for him to make.
It's funny, we looked at it from a teamfight perspective, and Quaswex Invoker looks really good in that regard, but from how do you, like a Quaswex Invoker, how he moves forward in the game is off of pickoffs around the map, but how does he gank a Lifestealer? How does he kill a Legion Commander who press the attacks, you know, off, you know, the cold snap? How do you do that to a Tidehunter with Kraken Shell?
I think he's only really good against the two supports.
Yeah.
I don't actually...
I'm not even sure if he's good against Tide in a ganking aspect.
Oh, bottom.
Whisper.
Whisper's gonna die.
He's gonna get cold snap. Just too much here with Yang.
But that's a lot of rotations. That's 2 cores down there.
Yeah.
The good news though for Vici is the fact that their offlaner is so farmed.
Dude, yeah, Yang is.
I mean, Yang's massive.
Yang's a big boy.
He is so farmed right now. The upside, of course, is that the Storm is also really farmed on the side of Infamous. Like,
yeah, and if
Chris
Paparazzi's not too careful, he might get caught. They're hoping he uses the Dark Pact, and he will. Now the jump in from the Storms here might be effective, but it couldn't get him before the Shadow Dance was used.
And already you see Fade making his way up to top lane. He's going to immediately start leaving again because he knows that his Slark is fine. And if you look at the Storm build, by the way, Cap, he's opting to go for the Orchid first, which I think is pretty curious. But it makes a lot of sense in that this Slark doesn't want to go for a Manta in a game like this. And he doesn't want to go for an early BKB either.
Right.
Nowadays, like the Slarks, they all go the same build, right? The Phase Boots, Midas into Diffusal, that's the Ana build. It's become, you know, really, really popular. And with this type of build, like, the downside of it is that you're really susceptible to just dying like this. And I think he's gone. Yep.
They're going to be able to catch Paparazzi with that jump into top lane, but at bottom, Hector, who quickly had to infest inside the creep to try and buy himself some time to be able to get away, but Vici Gaming just have too many heroes here. So both carries get greedy, try and go for the bounty rune and get caught as a result.
Storm's got Orchid, by the way. Like, the timing of how he's working things out instead of going for the Kaya is going to hard counter a lot of these heroes. Because we talked about already how, like, the Invoker, I mean, he's got this Midas queued up. He just finishes it. It's still not on his inventory. He's going to be like a 16-minute Midas, whereas, you know, the Storm is 20 gold away, 10 gold away now from Orchid. He's got it. He is going to be the biggest menace on the map.
Yeah.
Yang has to, like, create all the space in the world right now for the rest of his team. Because now there's going to be this awkward period where Invoker can't go for Yules. He's going to go for, as soon as he buys the point booster, he's hard committed to not having a defensive item.
Yeah.
And this is where the Storm's going to absolutely feast. Wait, why is there 2 boots?
On who? Tide?
Yeah.
Tide had 2 pairs of boots.
Yes, I think
He sold the one that was in his backpack.
So he accidentally. Oh my! Stinger accidentally bought 2 boots.
We've all been there.
I was like, why is he carrying around 2? Is that somebody else's?
I think that happened. I played a party game with, like, I think it was Purge.
He bought 2 boots?
No, he almost had Ether Lens, and then he accidentally sold his Void Stone, his Arcane Booster, because he was breaking apart his Arcane Boots. And instead of unlocking it, you know, the disassemble trick when you go for fast mana, instead of unlocking it, so to recombine it into Arcane Boots, he accidentally sold it.
I see. Did it lose you the game?
No.
Also, he went for the overload damage. Dude, this is like a mid-game storm. They're hoping to end this game like somewhat decent timing. I'll say that the difference between the builds, I don't know if anyone gives a shit about this script. Do you give a shit about this? The 30 overload damage versus mana. I'll tell you right now that.
Let me say that Script did not instantly respond. He had to think about it.
The overload
give him
damage.
A thumbs up.
Okay, so the underrated aspect of it is it helps you farm neutrals really fast.
Okay.
Because you know it applies as an AO top.
Hey, Beachy Gaming.
That was cute.
That was cute. That was a good old try, but they're gonna get caught for it. As the jump in for the Storm Spirit and the Avalanche onto 2, they do have the Ravage going on. Managed to get all of them. Fane's gonna fall here. Yang with a beautiful stomp TP out. He doesn't make it though. Chris Luck might die. Oh.
Chris Luck's
Thank
alive.
goodness that's only level 1 double edge.
Yes.
And Fate's still alive.
Even gives him the "you looking for me." And he gives his life stealer all the CS even though he had mana for an overload. This is a good teammate.
Whoa, Invoker. He's in trouble in mid lane. He might just die. Ooh, he gets away.
You see what I mean though about the difficulty of playing Slark and Invoker now against the Storm? Because you're committed for these builds. There's going to be a gap of 3,000 gold roll or you just can't fight. And then we're going to just show a replay real fast.
Take a look at that last fight and that beautiful Ravage. That
it felt like they all walked into it slowly.
Yeah, they got baited into thinking they could burst down Chris Luck. And that was just perfect.
That was the highest net worth hero on the side of Vici, losing the Centaur here. And they're going to get the return kill though on this Tide Hunter.
Drop the Meteor onto Stinger. He actually lives through it thanks in part to being able to crack and shell off the burn damage. He's alive.
And in fact, the Slark now dies at bottom.
Dies instead, and a successful duel for the Legion Commander.
I don't blame you, Scriff. It happens. But again and again, this Storm with Orchid is going to be a menace. Because Ori, or Paparazzi, like he's still trying to finish the Diffusal Blade. And then on top of that, you're going to try to get this BKB now. But look how far away from it he is.
Yeah.
Like that's the issue with committing to these items like this. And why the Orchid first on Storm was actually brilliant, because everyone's so used to the Kaya timing, you have this internal rhythm about playing against heroes like Storm.
Yeah.
And most of the time, they don't have Orchid at this time. No Storm has Orchid at this time. Nobody goes this build anymore. They always go Kaya. But instead, he decided to go for the Orchid first. Then now he's going back for the Kaya, because you do need Kaya on Storm. It's like the best item on him. But just by making that like one item hitch, it's sort of messed with his brain. Also, when it comes to the mana regen versus the overload's really good because it gives you the damage to farm neutrals, and it gives you that like extra burst,
which
I think he needs in this game.
I like the extra burst a lot against the Slark.
The 3 mana regen is, if you think about it like this, it's 3 Bloodstone charges, which is, it's not negligible late game.
Yeah. An Arcane Rune for Chris Luck. That's going to feel pretty good. As the second net worth hero, the number 1 is Hector. We haven't talked a whole lot about him, but Hector's just doing what Hector does, man. Midas, Radiance, and farm away.
He's massive. His hero in this game is going to be very key. And they're going to go for the smoke here, but they are fighting around that shrine area. Going to plop down a ward. Stinger, and they know that the ward's been popped.
Yeah, invading the triangle is always going to be difficult. They manage to get the instant toss into the duel. Not going to go off right away, but the Tornado onto 3 is going to make sure the Paparazzi is going to be able to get on. He's going to turn back in. Yang with the big stomp brings down the Storm Spirit and the Tiny. Tide's going to get cleaned up as well. And that was not how Infamous thought that engagement was gonna go. I was gonna say,
did he Orchid the Shadow Demon?
Invading the triangle is always difficult, but
did he Orchid the Shadow Demon?
Yeah.
Oh no. Maybe he thought the duel was gonna go on the Slark and he was gonna Orchid the Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
And then they would simultaneously kill.
Yeah,
But I think they actually just stacked onto the SD.
I think so.
Oh.
Well, also, like, Legion Commander got tossed. Like, Tiny blinked in with them, and he tossed the Legion Commander when he tried to go for the duel.
Can we get a re on
That also happened. If we could see the replay of that one,
I
that
actually
would be,
want to see
that would be
Slark.
excellent.
Because I saw Slark insta-pop ulti.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
And I saw Legion Commander fly up.
That was a lot of gold, actually, that they gave up the other way.
Aghanim Scepter finally complete for our Invoker, but so is the Kaya of the Storm Spirit. That last fight definitely helped Ori out. Look at him. He's now even net worth with the Storm. One fight, and things start being corrected.
That was a pretty massive fight, though.
Oh, come on, Ori. You got to get that deny.
Ori's not feeling it right now.
To be fair, it was a little weird. I think he thought he drew all the creep aggro. And I think just like the range creep something didn't aggro over.
So our Tidehunter has now picked up a medallion for himself. Looks like he is trying to go for the Solar Crest, which is a little bit ambitious, but maybe with enough Tower Gold and things like of that nature, he'll have it. Who knows? Because there's some pings. Dire gonna scan. They thought for a second maybe they're smoked up, and I think they will be. The timing of it was just a little bit off. They are, in fact, going to smoke, and they use the Infest at bottom two. They've got to be a little bit careful here.
They're going to play this bottom half of the map away from where the smoke is going to be coming through, which is Vici Gaming on this high ground. Yeah. Especially as their vision actually dies.
Oh, they're going to get sandwiched here now.
They are going to be used sandwiches. Schofield's going to run on through, avalanching up, but he's going to be hit by the tornado. So bye-bye Hastrune and bye-bye Schofield. He's dead. But Infamous seems like they're good with that. They took the tier 2 and sacrificed Schofield for it.
They should be really happy about that. They lost their 4 position, and in exchange, they grabbed a tower for free. Oh, no.
And a smoke was popped. As long as Storm Spirit doesn't die, but he's being controlled
gone.
out by the Cold Snap. That Cold Snap is actually just perfect. Chris Luck, though. Finally, it wears out, and he's able to get a zip away. Has to jump away from a Sunstrike. A decent read by him, but now the Legion Commander's been stomped up. DY is ready to go with the disruption, but it's not needed. The chain stomp into the split. Any of these heroes, again, that percentage-based damage, it's gonna do work.
Was Blink on cooldown for Yang? It had to have been, right?
Oh, for catching the Storm Spirit?
Yeah.
I assume so.
He's like rank 1 in China or something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't make those mistakes. Close game so far, though. Barely a 1K lead right now for Vici. As Infamous in a pretty good spot right now. BKB going to come up next for Storm. Ori is working on his as well, just looking at the mid laners. And as far as BKB timings, now with that one disastrous fight, Paparazzi almost has his. And despite the fact that he's 0-5-5, maybe the worst game that I've seen Paparazzi have in a while. They've done a good job of suppressing his farm. I mean, both carries have really felt the struggle this game. Like,
it definitely seems like they have been put off in their timings.
I mean, Hector's
and just had
0-2-1.
rough games as a result.
Pops is 0-5-5. Like, not the kind of performance that we normally expect out of either of these players.
Oh, see, I thought you were talking about the 2 Vici Gaming carries, Ori and Paparazzi. Because I think they both had kind of rough games.
I mean, Ori's kind of recovered just fine, too.
Yeah.
By nature of these team fights.
He's had a much stronger mid-game.
We do need the Storm, though, to be a little bit more careful. I think Chris Luck... The thing about Chris Luck is, like, this guy's always going to push it, though.
Yeah.
You know, would he be himself if he didn't stick around like that?
Yeah,
Probably not,
absolutely.
right?
I mean, there's probably 100 different carries who could perform Storm Spirit at an adequate level, be safe, do correct builds.
Why are you saying carries, by the way?
Huh?
You're saying carries a lot. Instead of mid?
I mean, it's like...
It's throwing me off, dude.
I mean, does Storm Spirit carry a game?
I guess. But
Scrift, does Storm Spirit carry a game?
Would you say mid
there
or
you
carry,
go.
Scrift? Yeah, I play... Not when Blitz plays.
Not when Blitz plays it down.
Yo, miss another kill, mother...
Elder Titan has a BKB. Damn.
Dude. Fade? Nah, Scriff, guys, everybody give Scriff some love. You know, he's obsing for us. Very kind of him.
Scriff's pulling in overtime again.
He's literally doing it for the love of the game, guys. Not me. Yeah, they're not.
You don't see us pulling any extra shifts there, Scriff.
Dude, this game is...
What's that?
It's so close. It's throwing me, like, for the biggest loop. Is that right now it's...
Because your expectations of this
My
game is VG Gaming
are...
has gone 6-0 against some good teams.
Yeah, and Infamous, like...
Infamous is a good team, but, like, they still lost a game. They still lost a series, too. They went 0-2 against OG.
But OG, as we've seen, is actually pretty legit.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's going to be the sunshine going on out, but it doesn't matter. Hector is so strong right now, and thanks to the Ravage, he's going to be able to stick onto this Centaur. Fade, though, pops Whisper with that Earth Splitter. Yang's still going to be chased down by Chris Luck. Hector's going to turn back in, help out Schofield, who's being chased by Paparazzi. He is able to get that kill, but now that Hector no longer has his range. Oh, it's back up, actually. DY is going to be his target. He still has an infest to be able to jump away after he kills the support, but Storm out of mana. Chris Luck fully committed. The Avalanche on a 3. It's looking good for Hector if he can just burn out the rest of these heroes. But Paparazzi is building more and more stacks, and that's why they have to retreat. Actually, it's a little bit too much. Paparazzi needs to heal up a little bit more. He can go back in.
Oh, they went the wrong
once
way.
He's full healed, but unfortunately they miss out on the kill on Fade, and here comes Paparazzi. He's feeling good right now. He's got 24 stacks stolen, and he's back up to full health. He's going to be dark packed up, getting rid of that open wounds. He'll be fine. Hector has to retreat, doesn't have Infest, doesn't have Rage, so he could get caught here. That's going to be Tornado. And then Ice Wall, he's done for. Unless Schofield, oh, Singer, 4 staff away. Hector, oh.
And that's going to be tanked up by the Tidehunter, but a fight that looked like it was going to be a lot better for Infamous. Storm, without the BKB, rolls in, just immediately dies, and that's where the 3 mana talent too. Like, things like that add up. Your initial burst matters so much, which is why BKB on this build is more or less key. If you're going to commit to this build, your first jump in has to get kills.
I mean, even after that, that fact that there was this like 3-man Avalanche follow-up, it looked really good. Like the Invoker almost died just to the Radiance burn. They almost caught the Elder Titan as well.
They need the Storm, though, to be able to follow up kills on this Invoker. Yeah. But Ori is about to find another power spike for himself as he almost has his BKB. Both of them almost having BKB.
Both the mid laners.
Yes. It's going to be interesting to see
getting their BKBs at the same time.
What ends up happening once they get BKBs. I genuinely don't really know who wins team fights here. The Tide Ravage was also not ideal at all by Singer.
Yeah, he did it in response to the Stampede, which I can kind of get.
But it was the front line of Paparazzi who positioned himself with the BKB to just run in.
Yeah.
And I really like how he played that fight. He held on to his ult for as long as possible. Just made things as difficult. The thing is, committing to a Slark in that position feels really awkward. Because you know that he's always going to pop the ult at the end anyways. So the longer he's able to hold it, the better it is for his team to work around.
Yeah.
And he's now recovered his game quite a bit, 3 and 5. Carrying sentries around just to de-ward. Good Slark. Is top lane being pressured?
He
Storm
sees that pressure coming in, and Paparazzi's immediately just going to try and cut waves at bottom. Push that out as fast as possible. They may still try and defend, but it looks like they're giving it up. No rotations are happening right now. They say tier 2 offlane tower. It's not the hill to die on here. 2,000 net worth lead for VG Gaming.
Oh, look at this. Top. Hector
says, if you're not going to come back, I'll keep going. I'll hit tier 3 until you finally do TP back to your base.
Narrowly avoiding all these spells as Vici does come back to deal with this, but there's a BKB on the Storm Surge. He's going to zip in a mid, push out this creep wave. Looks like they still sort of want to take a fight soon.
I mean, Roshan is up. If one of these teams tries to take a team fight and dies, they're going to be kicking themselves because it's going to be a loss of map control, loss of Roshan as well. It's Infamous. Just going to go back to farming a little bit more, but there's got to be a timer on them, right? They can't feel comfortable with this Slark. Building up more and more net worth. And the Invoker now hitting his level 20.
I don't think so either. Plus, I do favor the supports of Vici. Like, I think Shadow Demon is the best support out of the 4 right now.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be really effective. It's hard to burst him down from his disruption. He takes up a lot of attention. Whereas, like, the Tidehunter, once the BKBs come online, you don't feel that scared of this hero.
Especially a Tide that doesn't have Blink.
Yeah. Whereas, like, you know, DY has a lot of plays that he can potentially make. The immediate TP. It's Ori hunting right now. Looking for something on the map. Not really sure what, though. As everybody from the side of Infamous is on this bottom half of the map.
So there's the Scotty complete. And Vici Gaming. I mean, I don't think they're really feeling forced to like try and do Roshan or anything. They're going to let Infamous crash into them if necessary. And if that doesn't happen, that Midas is, they're just going to keep doing their work.
I heard a smoke.
Yeah, it's Vici Gaming, 5 manning up.
I always know by the wheeze. I can't do it subtly enough, but
no.
Oh, Ori on the low ground here. They're making their way through mid, trying to see what they can find. They might actually just run into Schofield here, who continues to play in the trees. And in fact, they're headed top towards this Lifestealer. Do they have any way to cancel his Rage TP? No. And Schofield gonna get gone on here. He is in fact the target.
Well, Schofield, he doesn't hate that, right? Like, part of his positioning was to break smokes.
Yeah, but what I have an issue with is he was the one that bought back earlier. So he's going to just be dead for like 65 seconds. And look at this. They're going to wait for the Invoker to come into the high ground.
They're going to be able to get the duel right away onto him. Hector, oh! Well,
I understand why he did that.
Security ravage.
It's because he saw
DY
if DY comes in and gets the disruption off, that fight actually goes fine for Vici, because Invoker will BKB and they've used all their BKB dispellable abilities.
Sure.
So I think that play is honestly fine.
I understand the reasoning.
You don't like the Ravage usage?
I mean, he's still overreacted. Let's be real.
You think so?
Dude, it's a Glimmer Cape Shadow Demon. They have a sentry down.
No, I think it's more for the disruption.
Yeah, but I'm saying he sees him coming.
I guess. I don't know. I was kind of okay with it.
That Shadow Demon didn't even get him by the Ravage. That's how far away he was.
You never.
Earth Splitter coming in. It's going to do a good amount of damage to Whisper, which Paparazzi's going to try and burst down during this Stampede. Almost hits him with a good stomp from Yang. He's going to be able to hit that Lifestealer as well. Hector slowed down during the Purge and bursted. That's going to be enough for Vici Gaming to get a hold on this Roshan with no buyback from Infamous.
Where did Chris Luck go?
I don't know, but he's sitting on the high ground and will be able to get the pick off on the other Titan unless that Glimmer Cape actually prevents him from doing so.
He won't even get close to that. I really thought that Storm... I think Chris Luck recommits there. His Lifestealer needed an Infest target.
Yeah.
He just sort of let him die.
He's going to try and go for the steal right now. As best he can, the Courier finally does die, but they know Roshan's low, but that's why the Tiny gets close and gets caught. Storm? Is he still going to try and make a long zip in? I don't think so.
That was a huge error. I mean, Storm had BKB the entire time. Had full mana for, as far as I could tell. Could have at least zipped in to save his Lifestealer. And instead opted to just kind of wait on that high ground the entire time while that fight was going.
Also, don't you, like, shouldn't you never Roshan in these situations unless you have buyback?
Yes. Can I see the replay of that? It's really curious. Oh, hold that thought. It's Whisper gonna get gone on here. You cannot dispel the leash.
And now you're gonna be rolled in by Chris Luck. Finished off the other Titan? No, actually doesn't. Stinger can't do it by himself. His damage is so bad. So now it's gonna be a Paparazzi kill. Mega kill streak for him at that. Can you make the sword noise for me? Have you heard the noise when he grabs a tree? No. It makes like a metallic sword noise.
Shing. That?
No, that's not it.
And he's got a tree out right now. Oh, I always oh yeah, you just can't dispel the leash. So Legion does not feel good. That's why I didn't feel good playing Legion against Lark. Did you know that? You forgot?
I don't remember, honestly.
You can't actually get away from the Slark.
7K net worth lead.
I guess I'll watch the replay myself at some point. I want to know what happened in that storm fight.
Storm Spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel like either he didn't have mana for whatever reason, and that was just a bad fight for Infamous to take.
Yeah.
Or he did, and he opted not to move.
What 20 talent did he take on Legion?
He took the 10% moment.
There's the Bloodstone. DY still has an inkling that someone's going to be here. Actually gives himself a nice little Tinker Ward. He didn't react fast enough, though. Awkward.
And I can see why Vici is undefeated. When they win in a hurry.
Yeah.
They do not make a lot of mid-game errors.
And they take advantage of mistakes really well.
Yes, they are a punishing team, dude.
And from here, it's just going to be kind of like a control game where Vici Gaming are happy with going late. They've got a Slark, so they should be able to take down a lot of vision that's placed out from Infamous. Wait until a mistake is made before you go for the high ground. Or maybe you go for the high ground anyway with Aegis. Feel like it's a bit risky to go for just the straight up high ground without a pick on somebody. They are trying to hunt for Whisper right now. He's going to potentially get caught by a tornado, but a little bit wrong place in Cataclysm. He is going to reveal Whisper, and he doesn't have Blink up for 4 seconds time. He's spotted thanks to the remaining vision from Cataclysm, but it was just one cold snap.
Not going to go for the TP. He's really pushing his luck. But is going to be just fine.
Bottom lane. Schofield trying really hard to be able to create some space. He's being banged on, but the disruption from DY couldn't get there.
Even with the Aether Lens.
Yeah.
It's not quite in time. Just a little bit too far away. Okay. We have a Lifestealer that, I mean, he's more or less 6-slotted. He's the thing about Chris or Hector is that like he just farms really quick. Regardless of what the circumstances, it feels like he's always the highest net worth.
Yeah. He's good at hitting creeps, that's for sure.
And he stacks all the time.
What do you think about the Silver Edge? That's what he's thinking about for his next item to replace the Midas.
Maybe he thinks he needs the ability. He gets it all the time on Wraith King.
Yeah.
He's the number one Wraith
But he's a
King.
Lifestealer with the Storm Spirit. Like, don't you just get your positioning out of Infest?
I mean, they have not used that combo yet.
No. And I think
is a bit of a
Hector
mistake.
has this idea that he really likes the Infest as like Slarks. Like it's like Slark Shadow Dance.
Oh,
you know?
look at this. Ori, in fact, going to get a kill on a Whisper, but at bottom lane, the Storm decided to try to go for the tower kill, and another kill is on the other side. Schofield going to get picked off by the combination of DY and Paparazzi.
Oh, advantages just keep on racking up for PG Gaming.
Dude, Yang is so farmed.
And they get these pickoffs, and they're still like, we don't need to rosh yet. Or,
Dear
sorry,
Lord.
we don't need to go high ground yet.
Yang is so farmed. He's 6-slotted.
Yeah.
It's not like a real slick slot. I guess he could get like a BKB instead of the hood, but he's doing fine.
He might even just get like the Aghanim's, what's it called? Synth? The Ag Synth upgrade?
The third Roche,
No, I was saying like
Oh,
that
it's,
could be his
the
item
blessing.
that he builds up.
the Blessing.
Yeah.
The
Bless.
synth is from the Roche. The Blessing is when you give it yourself. I can just double check that for you, but I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Shouldn't the Roshan one be the blessing? Because the blessing is something being bestowed upon you.
I actually
You have
kind
to
of agree
work
with that.
to make your own Aghanims and then eat it.
The synth thing is a little bit weird.
Nice try, boys. But Hector's wise to your tricks.
He's just gonna rage TP. I don't know what the.
Yeah, I don't know what they're idea was. Disruption, Soul Catcher, and so close. Still managed to get the stomp onto Schofield. They're gonna go for the press detail. Whoa, you're gonna duel a Centaur with the Ravage going down. It's actually kind of pretty close. That's the Centaur's taking so much damage from that lifestealer. Paparazzi is yet to be able to finish up Whisper just yet, and now he's been orking it up after the Dark Pact. He's pulled back in by Chris Luck, and he's dead. Infamous win the fight with a BKB TP out from Fade. That'll minimize some of the losses, but Ori, he gets tossed back into the enemy by Schofield. Pops his BKB far too late, and that's 3 dead from Vici Gaming.
Cap, Roche can spawn in a minute.
Roche can spawn in a minute, and Slark and Invoker are dead for 80 seconds.
That was such a deep
longer
dive.
than a minute.
Paparazzi had already used his BKB. He just went in. The Storm was still alive. Remember, they had just gone on him. He was healing in the fountain. He sees the perfect opportunity. We thought it was crazy, but going for the Centaur was actually the correct play there.
That is twice now that Hector, like, he really likes to go for this Centaur every fight.
I think it's the right idea, especially when he has the follow-up that he did. He trusted his team to commit alongside him.
And, like, those fights are just perfect for a Storm Spirit, right?
Yes.
It's, like, just outside of the base where you can always make a long jump that does damage, but still have plenty of mana to be able to sit back again.
And the ideal situation there, as the buyback from Ori comes in, as they're going for it right now, Cap.
They really are. They're not slowing down. I mean, like, I see one buyback. I'm like, great, guys. Good job. Let's retreat. Reset. Infamous are like, nah. We want more out of you. Give us the Slark buyback, or we're going to take your mid lane of barracks.
Give us the Slark.
Vici Gaming.
This is a Ti9. They're going to get racks.
They don't negotiate with terrorists. They're just going to leave this be. They're going to let them have the mid lane of barracks. They're not going to give them the buyback of the Slark. They actually took the bottom lane as well. Hector's going to go for the range TP out. They pop the Stampede. Looking to be able to catch somebody, anybody, but Schofield gets away too. Infamous.
Clean retreat. They get
just beautiful.
A range racks at bottom of mid racks, a melee racks. Scriff, pull up young Scriff. I want to see the gold lead change. Young Scriff in the cut. Look at this. Bang all the way down. As Vici, Ori had to use the buyback too. That's such a big amount of net worth that they had.
Yeah.
Almost 15K being brought down to 1.
Vici Gaming.
Is Infamous just the best NA slash... we're going to count them as ours pretty soon.
Yeah.
America is in their name.
America.
No, not to be distasteful. Like, go SA. You guys are showing us how it's done right now.
No, this is absolutely I think this is probably already one of the strongest showings from SA since, like,
dude, this is no
Infamous
joke.
versus Newbie at Frankfurt Major.
Mid lane. Paparazzi could have gone on.
Yang doesn't have the Stampede for 20 seconds, but Hector did not feel like he had enough damage. He still has that Silver Edge, though, and Vici Gaming don't have a whole lot of vision. He's going to be able to break the Centaur. They're going to be able to go for the duel, but that's why the disruption there with the Earth Splitter over the top. That is going to be Infamous taking some of the damage. Now the Ravage going down as well. Managed to hit the center, controlling him up. He's almost dead. The Infist damage, it's just going to be enough. Stinger limping around on just a sliver of HP. Fade's trying to catch him right now. Ori will throw some damage out there as well, but you got to support Tidehunter. That's all you got out of that. Meanwhile, you're forced into a buyback on a Centaur. A very tanky core Centaur has been forced to use his buyback as well. All 3 cores of Vici Gaming do not have buyback right now. Infamous, if they win one fight, could end the game.
Yang is committing really hard for these fights. He thinks that he's still this unkillable force. The ideal situation happened there, right? They got Shadow Demon Disrupt on him.
Yep.
He was outside of the range for most of the cores for the majority of that fight too, and he still goes down. He's running into this problem where he thinks he's a little bit tankier than he is, and so he's consistently getting picked. He's very farmed, but...
Pick up level 25. Ooh, okay. No. We're fine. We're fine. Nobody freak out. Shadow Demon's always there. No initiation is actually going to kill Paparazzi.
And that bottom Whisper, I mean, he might be motioning his team to come right now. They might do some sort of invest play towards this bottom lane.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Hector just... You know I haven't seen them use it yet?
Yeah, they're about to, though. They're definitely about to.
No, he used it for creep suit.
Wait.
Hector always uses Infest to farm. I'm not even kidding. He's done it like 6 times. I think if he infested in there, they would have killed him again.
Yeah.
Oh, Schofield's picked up the Aghanim Scepter as Vici still have the gold lead. but it feels like the momentum is completely swung the other way.
Yes.
The gold lead is still in their favor, so if you're a Vici Gaming fan, things are not, you know,
I think
they're not
Vici
terrible
Gaming
yet.
will be back in a winning position if nothing happens for 5 minutes, right? Like, as soon as their buybacks and they start building up some gold, like, they'll feel better about this game, but right now they're very exposed.
Yes, what's really rough for them is I actually think they're getting sloppy in team fights. Like that dive in that mid area where Paparazzi just sort of went into the high ground.
Yeah.
Without his BKB up, and Storm's got Orchid. And then on top of that, like, Yang keeps being way too far away from the rest of his team that they're not able to help him when he gets dueled.
He went for the hoof stop duration, so if he does make a good blink stun, it's a game winner.
Yeah,
that
we've
is
just
such
seen
a
him
long
get initiated
duration.
on instead of the other way around so many times now in this game.
You see this? You see this? Schofield spots him. He spotted him. And actually, it's going to be Lifestealer who spotted thanks to that sentry just sitting right there in the mid lane. Schofield's trying to get away. He has the gem. Do they have any more force snaps? It's going to be tossed back a little bit farther away. The Cataclysm's right on top of Schofield, the rest of the team, but it's not quite enough to be able to finish up any of these heroes. And now Paparazzi's been pulled back in. The Lotus Sword's going to be able to protect him against the Orca, but now the duel going down with the Ravage on top. Nobody can actually save Paparazzi. The Deputy Boss isn't good enough. He ends up falling for Schofield. A good exchange for Infamous so far. If they can actually catch a little bit more, this just might be the end of the game as Chris Luck, he spots it. He's going to be able to catch Fade as well.
There's no buyback on Paparazzi.
Being used on the Shadow Demon, but nothing there for the Slark because he still did not have it off of gold ever since he completed his Silver Edge like 5 minutes ago.
And they're pinging for the Roshan right now, and even if Vici wanted to try to save this, they couldn't. They've got to go in a push out lanes mode.
Yeah.
This is all hands on deck. You are not defending this Roshan. Turtle up in your base because there are 60 seconds left without your Slark.
Is this an Axe one?
No, this is the second
This is the second one? So you got Cheese?
Yeah. And Storm will pick up both of those, rightfully so. They're going to push out the lanes. They don't know that Paparazzi doesn't have the buyback. In fact, he's gold short, not timer.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they're going to be a little bit cautious, but they're going to find out really soon that he doesn't have it.
Or they're going to think, well,
Dude, Infamous goes for it every time.
Like, yeah, Infamous just keeps going for it, and on top of that, they're actually so close to make us already. With the bottom melee barracks already being exposed, all they have to do is take this top lane. 25 seconds, Hector. There is going to be a glyph on Vici Gaming. That's actually slowed things down a lot, Hector. With the Crimson Guard as well. The hoof stomp out there as well. That's going to slow things down. And AoE press the attack being used by that Legion Commander. For the range, chomp, chomp, chomp. Tier 3 gone, and Infamous were not able to force anything big out of Vici Gaming. They didn't have to go for some sort of YOLO 4 versus 5 defense, but they lost to Tier 3, lost to Shrine.
The problem for them is that they don't have cheats, so they didn't know that Paparazzi didn't have buyback.
Yeah.
Because if they were aware of that fact, they would have actually just taken the racks instead of going for that Roshan.
Absolutely.
But of course, they have no way of knowing that, so even though us commentators know the ideal play, the players, they can only work with the information that they have.
And theoretically, there's like, I think you would just almost always go for that Roshan in that situation, right? It's just like such a safe, easy play with the Storm Spirit, the best Aegis carrier in the game.
Oh, he is, Cap.
He's so good. Oh, look at this high
My
ground
little
position
blue guy.
by Schofield with the gem. He spots Paparazzi. Paparazzi should have awareness of this, though, as his Shadow Dance passive leaves him. He realizes it, backs up.
I think everybody from Vici, for one reason or another, thinks that they're invincible. And they have very slippery heroes, but I mean, they're sort of getting outplayed and punished every single time. So they're going to try to mop up these bounty runes. They're pretty key right now because Paparazzi desperately needs his buyback. Hector going to push in this top lane. The rest of the team trying to make his way.
I don't know why this makes me laugh, but I almost think like Hector. Is Chris Luck going to get too close here?
He has
he
the
goes
Aegis.
around. He pops a Remnant.
He has the Aegis.
He's going to jump a little bit farther away. Vici Gaming are only going to commit onto him if they can get away this Aegis for free and not overcommit too much. They throw down that scythe to toss away from Schofield, gets a little bit of distance. That's going to be enough. Now he turns back in, jumping into the enemy team. Infamous has spotted their opportunity. Maybe be able to win this fight. The Ravage doesn't hit anything with the BKB is activated. Now the meter with a deafening blast. That's going to be Lifestealer down. The disarm onto the Storm Spirit. They manage to lock him down with a pounce. Can he actually get away with the Sid? Do they have a cold snap or anything to be able to lock him down? They do. Let's go. Oh, Chris Luck. No, he's going to be fine.
He's going back in.
He goes back in. Zips back out. He's got a cheese. but he doesn't bring anybody low enough to be able to get a kill.
And the bottom melee racks are going to come back to deal with this, but man, that was a disastrous Ravage.
Yeah.
I saw golden body after golden body. Yang even picked up one because he was tired of just getting jumped on.
Yeah.
There was 4 BKBs when he decided to pop that Ravage. And these are still fresh BKBs, relatively speaking. That was the 7-second one from the Invoker. It's really only the Lifestealer that's in that 5 range right now, as Hector now going to complete the BKB for himself. Tired of dealing with this.
Hector does it again, by the way. The late game BKB.
I think it's a smart decision.
Yeah. I mean, his idea of Lifestealer is definitely unique in that regard. The way he doesn't use it in Fast a whole lot, he uses it only to farm, and then I think he used it as an escape mechanism in team fights. That's why he never wants to initiate within Fast.
Yes.
Because he always wants that fallback after his rage.
Oh, mid lane.
They're going to be able to catch Stinger here. The Force Staff gives him away from the pounce, but they can't get far enough away from this paparazzi double damage Slark who's stolen 21 stats.
Looking for me?
Chris Luck gives him the all chat taunt, but you know, they're not exactly in the best position right now.
Yeah.
If he got stunned there, you would have looked real silly.
Infamous. They're not going to be forced into their Tide Hunter buyback. It's only their 5 position. But if somebody gets caught here, they somehow have the awareness. That's why Storm's going to play it super safe.
Looking for me?
Just going to zip to the other side.
I mean, he got him. Looking for me. They went looking for him.
Haha.
Didn't get it. Space created. Don't get punished.
Currently a 6K gold lead in favor of Infamous.
Crazy back and forth game. Infamous.
The thing about Vici, though, is they're always dangerous.
Yes.
There's a reason these guys are undefeated so far in these groups. Like, this is not a fun team to try to close out against. Do not discount them.
That's why Infamous. They need to be able to play loose and enable their players to do those kind of outplays that they seem to like to enjoy, but at the same time can't lose that discipline. That discipline cost them one of their games against Navi, almost cost the other one.
Dude, Infamous just has the weirdest games that
Yeah.
so far that we've casted. I mean, they're entertaining because they essentially force the enemy team to just fight nonstop. And I think Vici sort of got baited a little bit by it.
Yeah. They kind of play like we think we're better than you. We're gonna outperform you, which is so cool from an underdog team.
Yes, these guys are not treating themselves like the underdog. They're gonna run in.
They
no!
got baited by the illusion.
That is the first
That's
time.
the first infest bomb, and Hector's like, never again. Never infest bomb again.
He's learned. It's only been bad times.
What? Like, he bought BKB and then he sold it? He must have, like, he definitely popped up. So he bought it and I think sold it because he was like, oh, I don't have buyback. I think that might have been what happened.
Maybe he wanted Moon Shard? No, he had like 6K gold when he bought it, dude.
Did he buy something else?
Yeah, I think he bought a Moon Shard.
Oh, the Moon Shard. Yeah, you're right. Dude, I love his BKB Lifestealer. I think it's so sick late game to have like 20 seconds of magic immunity.
And unfortunately for them, they don't have the Aegis this time, and
Paparazzi tries to get close to Whisper, does manage to hit him with a sure first hit bash. He's going to duel the Slark, but this is a fight the Legion Commander's not going to win so easily. Hector's just dancing around a little bit, waiting for his opportunity to come back in. Yang tries to follow that up, as the Slark's going to be saved a little bit from the disruption. Disruption charges after disruption. Trevor the Ravage is going to be able to
get him with
and
the
he
static.
falls with an avalanche over the top. A beautiful combination that brings down the carry of Vici Gaming. Yang, he's trying to finish off at least some of the supports. DY's going to die. Stinger's not going to be able to teep away either. Whisper hiding on the side of the map right now, but Yang, he may be able to get that one support, but he's got to get out of here as Hector has his name written on his claws, and he's going to try and rip that Centaur apart. Stays away from just a second, but it's not going to be good enough as Meteor comes in, finishes off that Storm Seer, and another buyback being used by Vici Gaming. They need to be able to catch the Infamous heroes right here, but they still don't feel like they're strong enough to be able to win this fight. As you can see, Schofield going back in. Chris Luck pops his cheese, dips away just before the hoof stomp. Same goes with Hector, popping that rage, being able to dodge that stun. Tornado not actually going to be able to grab him, and Chris Luck jumps away before DY can hit him with the disruption charges. He keeps on throwing him out, but the Lincolns blocking that attempt to stall the retreat. Infamous will be able to get away, forcing more buybacks out of Vici Gaming.
That was
They
such
didn't
a
have
nice
to blow
pickoff.
anything themselves. Oh, no. Storm and Legion Commander both bought
That was such a nice pickoff, though, on the Paparazzi. The Storm zipped back and forth, desperately trying to create remnant charges on the ground so that he could get the last hit, and he does.
A nicely timed Ravage by Tide this time.
Yeah, Stinger definitely redeemed himself from the time he ravaged all the BKB targets.
Yeah.
And there is a BKB with buyback now onto this Lifestealer.
30-27, 8,000 net worth lead. There's that BKB on the Lifestealer in his backpack, ready to throw it in after the rage. They're going to go for the side device initiation on his Schofield. Now he's pretty tanky. He's got 4 stats as well to be able to save him. Paparazzi sticks right on top, and with the BKB, he's going to build him some stats, make sure this 4 position does die, but it's one of the heroes with buyback.
That is the gem.
But it is the gem. That is a hefty pickup for Vici Gaming.
That's so good for them. They needed to remove that from the game, if anything, and they're going to walk into Roche. This is going to protect their Slark now further as the Storm zip through.
Zipping on through, just trying to get some remnants, get some vision on what's happening inside that Roshan pit.
You gotta be careful here as
Schofield going for the buyback. This could be our final fight as Whisper managed to make his initiation with the duel. The long zip in with the infest pop out as well. That's going to be the Shadow Demon dead for 2 minutes, but the cores of each gamer are still quite healthy. As you can see, Paparazzi, oh no, he's been orchid up. They do have the Invoker trying to save with the Zeppelin Blast, and the Cataclysm trying to get him. He tries to bounce away, but runs right into the blade mail of the Legion Commander.
And then the gem back too.
Now has to fight this out all by himself, but Chris Luck is leading. No heroes survive. 2 dead with no buyback. Make it 3 is now Fade's going to be caught as well. Orchided up, slowed down by Chris Luck, pulled back to his doom. He does have buyback actually, but it's still a 3 versus 5. Yang,
they're pinging to go for it right now.
no buyback
They
on
wanna go
him.
for the Roshan
It's 3
first?
heroes with only 1 life.
Maybe this Roshan will buy them some time
I can't
here.
believe they're going to play it safe, but they do have plenty of time.
Yes.
There's no need to rush it, technically.
I mean, this is going to go real fast.
Roshan
They have
dies
Deso.
so fast.
Deso Solar Crest. This would secure your game as the Storm doesn't have buyback. If anything crazy happens, this is how you secure it for yourself.
Refresher picked up by the Legion Commander as well as the Cheese.
Look at this. The Courier.
Oh, it's trying to slip away.
Elgato makes it out.
It does have the Abyssal Blade for Centaur, right, Yang? He's going to have that, but I don't know how they stop this.
They know there's no buyback on the Slark. 50 seconds down.
Yeah, they have so much time. They can secure the game to the absolute limits. Taking Roshan, taking Megas before going for the throne, and they'll still have 40 seconds to do it.
Yes. And now all they have to do, take this slow and easy, or he's going to come out, try to buy some time. This is all just a stall tactic.
Just hit the buildings. That's all you have to do at this point. Don't necessarily get baited into Schofield being gone on right now.
They want them to
They
found
have to
dive.
be able to make the initiation. That's where Yang comes in, but he's going to get dueled up. A nice stomp and an Earth Splitter. That's going to be a pretty one in some of these Magic communities, and they does actually hit a lot with the Meteor on top. Many of the heroes alone. The Cataclysm goes down, not quite enough to finish off any of those. Now the throne is exposed, but here comes with the Sight Device toss away. That actually saves Chris Luck. He's going to be okay. BKB from Fade. He'll be able to be fine. The Aegis finally, as the Storm Tier recommits back in, he'll come back alive. Schofield throwing down some trees, focusing on the throne though. Yang is trying to stall some of these heroes, trying to hit him with the bash. Hits the Abyssal Blade as well. Almost finished
The
up.
Slark is alive.
Mansion finished enough in, but the Slark is alive. But no, it's not good enough. The Lifestealer and the Storm Spirit with their damage will finish the throne. 32-32, a 60-minute game.
Unbelievable.
But Infamous are the ones who come out on top. A team that was undefeated at the International so far. 6-0, has beaten 3 different teams without a loss. And here against Infamous.
And South America, they're saying, where's your streak now, Vici?
Yep.
Last place? Oh,
Infamous
that
is on a
unbelievable.
roll.
And it's
Day
not even
one-
like they're cheesing wins.
No,
They're
not
just
at all.
playing really
Dude,
well.
They're out fighting people.
It's I've never they're playing with a level of disrespect almost. Like they think they're the best team here.
Dude, a
That's the
team
way they're
that
playing.
hasn't been to a DPC event this season is like, yeah, we're the best team at the International.
Oh yeah, it makes sense that we're just gonna outplay you, farm neutrals in front of you, taunt.
Yeah.
We're just better than you, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, DPC events, those are like small potatoes.
This
we
is
only
getting-
show up for
I'm
TI,
actually getting
you
really
know?
hyped now. I can't believe it.
Infamous, man.
I mean, Vici, These guys have won so many. They won 2 out of the 3 last DPC events.
Yep.
They came in as one of 2 favorites, I'd say, and it's their streak that's going to be taken out by Infamous. That is unreal to me right now.
Absolutely crazy.
That is the world we live in.
Vici Gaming. Drop a game. We have a second game as well. Are they going to lose the series against Infamous? We'll have to see. We'll find out. Break. Come back to this series. You'll want to see it. Welcome back, everybody. It's Game 2 of Vici Gaming versus Infamous.
Viva Peru!
Viva Peru, baby. It is. It's been fun casting Infamous.
Dude, Infamous is my team now.
Almost
You can
2-0
call me
Navi.
biased. You can call me biased. I'm okay with that. 100% okay with that. I am backing Infamous hands down. We've casted the most Infamous games. We are the new South American
Hell yeah.
Honestly, I'm in love with this team because they play with this nobody plays like them.
Yeah.
You could if you X'd out all the names and stuff and all that and I couldn't see anything, I would know them by their play.
Yeah. 100%.
Solely because either through the taunting or the fact that
you would watch a carry barely escape a team fight and immediately hit neutrals and then run away a little bit farther, then hit neutrals again and then run a little bit farther.
the sheer disrespect isn't the right word, but it's the closest. Yes,
It's the audacity to
that
do
is the
something
perfect
like
word for
that. At the international,
guys.
against a team that is undefeated, one of the teams that many have heralded as the favorite going into TI. If it's not secret, it's Vici Gaming.
Right now, Infamous is, and excuse my language because I'm at a TI, but they are
Yes.
shitting on your predictions right now. They are
Dude,
absolutely
there's-
dumping on your prediction. If you put them bottom 2, you can no longer get on our bandwagon. You have to step off. But if you called them top 4, honestly, I want to see some. If you guys pick them to win TI, like if you screenshot and tweet it at me, you can join.
You can join the bandwagon.
You can join the bandwagon. I am the conductor. This is my first lieutenant. I don't understand the train ranking people
No, you don't.
at all, but I know conductor.
yeah.
As we're gonna hop into the game.
Let's get into it.
No,
Game
on a
2.
serious note, Vici are a very good team.
Yeah.
I think what it really was is I genuinely think they got outdrafted.
Can you give me your order again? The
What?
teams that we've watched.
Okay, the teams
Of the
that I've
teams
watched.
that we've watched, who have been the best?
So Secret have been far and away the best team
Yes.
that we've watched. It's not even very close.
Yes.
Let's put that as a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Then it's most likely OG.
Yeah.
And then after that, I genuinely think it's Infamous.
We did
Over
watch.
Liquid or Navi.
Yeah. Vici Gaming has to be somewhere in the list,
Oh, yeah, of
obviously,
course.
but
We
we've
just
only
saw them
cast this
lost.
one.
We've only seen them lose.
Yeah.
So we're just going based off like what we've roughly seen. But the top 3 teams that we've casted so far, in terms of just like ignoring everything else and how they've done throughout the day, just our games.
Yeah.
I would say that Infamous was the 3rd best team that we casted. Maybe, it's hard because they looked better than their score would show against OG. In terms of like they're playing better now. Maybe they just had first day jitters or something.
Yeah. Entirely possible.
Yeah.
I mean, OG
didn't
very
actually get time.
infamously went 0-4 in their first 8 groups.
Of course.
Right? So.
But Infamous, at this rate, honestly, it's going to be EG getting last, which, like, to me, I'm not trying to laugh at that because it's really rude and mean, but that is wild to me that
yeah.
SA Dota, who everyone had dead last, and then EG, who everyone had, like, top 4, top 6,
Yeah.
and just the, how the pendulum swings.
Mhm.
This is going to be a wild TI. I'll even say it's looking spicy. It wasn't very good.
No.
Even though I'm the one that
It's
says
okay.
it. It's hard
Yeah.
to replicate that because my voice doesn't naturally go that high.
Yeah.
But it is looking spicy, guys.
All right, let's get into it. Infamous have picked the duo once again. They're 4-5 positions, Tide and Tiny. Vici Gaming are mostly going to stick with what they thought was the answer to this opening, which was Elder Titan. Instead of the Shadow Demon, they're going to go for the other Shadow support, Shadow Shaman.
5 seconds remaining.
But,
Dude, do we even consider these upsets anymore? Maybe. Honestly,
Yeah,
I think we're being
yeah.
biased against the region by
like,
saying that.
at some point in time, we have to stop calling them the underdogs.
Yeah. Like,
At
this isn't a
what
joke.
point, I've always been wondering that. Like, at what point in the story does an underdog stop being the underdog?
Now.
Right now?
Once you beat the 6-0 Vici, you probably you're no longer a joke. You're a legit thing. So I don't know if anybody else heard the story because it was early on in the day, but I was told. I guess we can retell it now, right?
Mhm.
Enough time has passed. Okay, I'll tell this to Scriff.
Yeah.
Okay, Scriff. Hanging out, and this person asked not to be named until the end of the tournament, but he said I could tell the story. So I was hanging out. I was like, X player on your team is the best carry. Like I was kidding, and he said no, the best carry in this tournament is Hector, or K1. I was like, really?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm being dead serious. Like I'm not actually trolling you here. He's like, Infamous might not be the best team, but he might be one of the best players, like bar none, at this tournament. I was like, why? He's like, he just always finds farm, no matter what. He always comes out farmed.
10 seconds remaining.
Like he's always doing it. And B9 just tweeted at me and said he has Infamous listed on every category.
Nice.
Shoutouts to B9.
He believed.
Daniel, 100%. You're the only person that had that. 100% you get that shout out. Only love.
That's
B9.
pretty nasty.
Because they're locked now, right? He did that
Yeah,
before.
yeah. They lock before the tournament starts.
Woo, go B9, honestly. Big shout out. But yeah, right now, Vici, if you are a Vici fan, the excuse you'll say is we did not take Infamous seriously.
Yes.
This is a meme thing. Don't worry, guys. We're going to reset.
We didn't understand how they were going to play.
Anyone can win a best of one. Anyone can win one game. But winning 3, or 2 even, that's where the real skill lies.
That's what wins you a series.
Yes. One game, though. Who cares about that? That means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
I mean, ultimately,
yes.
it can mean very little if you still end up in the bottom half of the group and then you go out in a best of one.
Yeah, so right now, Infamous...
You got to keep this going if you're Infamous.
Yeah,
the train that you're on right now,
because the wild
keep
part
going,
is
keep improving.
they could be 2-2. They could be 3-2 right now
Yes.
if they had won that
If
game
they beat
against...
Navi again, the discipline cost them almost both those games.
The thing is, I don't want them to change. All right, enough talk about Infamous. Vici Gaming.
Yeah.
Vici for me is actually... I think the reason why teams like Navi and Vici struggle against teams like Infamous is because I actually think they're a little bit too rigid. And then when that rigidity, somebody messes with it, it feels as though you're throwing a wrench into a really finely tuned machine almost.
Yeah.
And then it almost felt like Vici, they got dragged into this back and forth fight that they didn't really want to get into.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because Paparazzi was making mistakes that I almost never see Paparazzi make.
Yeah, remember how they were we were talking about how they were ahead, the Sark was getting bigger, the Invoker's getting bigger, Infamous, a little bit of pressures on them, and meanwhile Vici Game is just happy with the game state.
Yes.
And they just fight after fight after fight was forced on them that they did not like.
Yeah, and I think that some of the timings of the fights were just so odd that I think Vici, it sort of threw off their rhythm of the game. Infamous is doing a lot of odd things. They're fighting under shrines all the time. They're taking these really odd Roche fights. And I think it's genuinely messing with Vici a little. And so for Vici, I think now is the time to collect yourself, give yourself a better mid matchup for one. I genuinely didn't think the Invoker was the pick that game. He couldn't gank any of the side lanes. He wasn't winning mid.
Yeah, not being able to gank the side lanes, or he looked super lost.
Yeah, we saw a moment where he ran top, and then he just kind of meandered there. And then he just hit neutral creep for 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It was really...
And at that point, you might as well be an X-Hard Invoker.
Yeah, I was like, this is probably the weirdest... It wasn't the worst game I've seen Ori play. It was the weirdest.
Yeah.
Because I think he genuinely lost his footing in the game. He was just like, what am I supposed to accomplish?
And I think that's really crucial, the fact that we talk about Ori was a little bit off track there, because Ori, for me anyway, is my most improved player of this season. I think it's actually not that close. I think Ori from last year and 2 years ago to this year is just a very different beast.
Yeah. I felt like
2 years ago, I thought it was the obvious like Paparazzi's being held back by Ori.
Yeah.
And Paparazzi stuck with him. I imagine if I look at it that way, other people look at it that way too. And when they changed up Vici Gaming, the only person he kept with him, because I imagine if you're Vici Gaming, you're building a roster around Paparazzi. The only person he kept on the team from that previous roster was Ori.
Yes, and that speaks volumes to what he thought this guy could accomplish, the potential that Ori had, and
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, for the most part, he's been rewarded. It's just this one slip up in this game at least. They're still in the top position. They're perfectly fine, but you know, it's always good to if you're. I'm not trying to make any excuses for them, but it's also very good to like lose once in a while.
Yeah.
It's to remind yourself like we're mortal.
Yeah.
We're not actually invincible. Because I've seen teams. Remember Team Astra at ESL, where they won every group stage game and then they just got worked. Those things happen.
Yeah.
Like you need once in a while to remind yourself, like, oh yeah, we're still in this tournament.
Absolutely.
It can happen. It can happen like that.
I mean, it's got to be much harder. This is why you sometimes see in winning games, there have been very often. Remember those moments where Secret wins a game and Puppy just looks pissed.
Yeah.
Right? You have to have somebody like that because it's very hard, I think, to learn from winning a game.
Yes.
Right?
Because you're happy with the result is the problem.
Yeah. Everything's forgiven. We got the win. We got the W. All those little mistakes, it's hard to remember them, right? Because at the end of the day, we outplayed them. We out-strategized them.
Yeah, but the problem with them is that they're actually cracks.
Yeah.
And, you know, you kind of just, like, paint over them, thinking, like, oh, well, we won. But once you run into a team that can actually, like, fight back, that's when, you know, everything really gets revealed. So for Vici, maybe not the worst thing in the world to lose here. I genuinely think it's good once in a while to remind yourself, like, you know, that's why we see so many upper bracket runs from teams, or lower bracket runs from teams at TI that make it, because they get knocked down early, and it's a good reminder early on, like, oh, okay, that's what losing feels like. So for Vici, they're going to ban the Storm. They felt like it was a problem. In fact, they pick up the Void for themselves. Historically, a pretty good counter to the Slark.
Yes.
Time dilation's great. Your ulti's great.
Yeah.
Although, I can't remember what it was. I think it was Liquid versus Secret. Remember when Envy used to play like Slark and Ember all the time?
Yeah.
And he would work Voids.
10 seconds remaining.
He would always get his ulti off during the chrono. Or like right before the chrono.
Right.
He was so good at that. But that was a long time ago.
Both teams opting for a saving offlaner for their hard carry. Abaddon on one side, Omni-Knight on the other. This has been kind of a meta, building up. Both Abaddon and Omni-Knight have been picked up more and more times as we led into the international.
That is a Venomancer.
That's a Venomancer. Is that even good against Void? Is it good against Omni-Knight?
You know what's weird? It feels like they mirrored heroes or something like that. You know, like Veno is Rasta or Shadow Shaman, and then Abaddon is Omni Knight. It feels like there's like an evil version.
Okay, that's a sniper. A sniper against a Slark. Everything else looks good, right? I think Sniper is really sick here against all these other heroes. Sniper against Slark is a little.
Dude, Sniper is great against Tide.
But
Sniper is great against Tidehunter. It's great against. It's actually really nice in lane against Venomancer, by the way.
Yeah. You farm wards. You're out of distance of Venomous Gale for most of the time.
It's actually really annoying.
You're able to, like, I think my favorite thing about that matchup is the fact you're able to poke at the Venomancer to a point he feels very uncomfortable. He has to overcommit to be able to get a good ultimate, or he has to retreat. Doesn't like it. Are you blocking out the Tidehunter right now?
Yes, I am.
I don't think it's bad against Tiny because this is a support Tiny, right? The core Tiny is a lot scarier for a sniper, but this is a support Tiny. And he's got good frontliners. You got a somewhat tanky Elder Titan. You've got this Omni-Knight and Faceless Void. This glass cannon carry for Ori. He's going to have an opportunity to redeem himself, for a sort of hit and miss Invoker game. He definitely had some times where he made some good plays, but other times just looked a bit lost in game one.
I think the Slark sniper interaction is going to be okay though because he has GA backing up.
I could definitely dig that.
Yeah, I think
because part of your advantage is like you just get to get on top of sniper and blow him up, right?
Yeah. And once you take that away, I think it becomes a lot harder. Okay. I finally got that Tide out of my face.
Oh, he's coming back. He's adorable, man.
It genuinely, you should, okay, next time I'm going to borrow somebody's, like, you know, like whatever watch, Fitbit or whatever that tracks like your heart rate, and you're gonna see mine spike. Like, you're gonna genuinely see mine spike through the roof, and you're gonna know that I'm not trolling you.
If you guys think that Blitz is overreacting, Blitz is not. There, this is not the first nor last instance of relatively tame things bothering him.
I don't know what it is. It just freaks me out.
You're an easily freaked out startled person.
Am I?
You're
though?
a sensitive soul. When it comes to specific things.
I mean, certain
Never
things.
forget Captain America.
Oh yeah, that really bothered me. That movie. You know this, Griff? I'm terrified in like loud or scary movies. So I went to go see Captain America: Winter Soldier with Purge, and during the entire time I had my ears covered. And Purge is like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing that?" And I was like, "It just, you know, the violence bothers me. The violence of Captain America,
Captain
Winter
America,
Soldier."
Winter Soldier. Sure, that was a darker Captain America, but it was still at the end of the day Captain America movie.
Dude, I was like the only one that audibly gasped when, spoiler alert, Nick Fury got shot. 5 seconds. Oh, my bad.
5 seconds. 5
seconds. I'm pretty sure that's like once I think once like 3 years passes, I don't have to say spoiler alert. Let me just tell you guys what happens in the Titanic. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. That poor iceberg.
Yeah. Let me tell you, any historical thing, like if I spoil the movie Valkyrie with Tom Cruise, you know, like,
will they get him?
yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. Any
The
historical
man with the
thing,
mustache. Are they gonna get him?
All right, here we go. As Ori enters the lane, it's actually gonna be Ori against
Okay.
Slark mid.
This is the second time that we've seen
Second
Infamous in an awkward laning situation
It's
put
because
the
they didn't
Slark
want
mid
Venno against Sniper.
instead of the traditional matchup. They didn't want the Venno in that matchup. Last time it was who did they dodge?
Brood.
Yeah, but what would have been their mid instead?
It would have been crap. Life Sealer.
It goes to show their concept of like really making sure that Hector has.
Actually, I think they were gonna do Slark mid no matter what.
Yeah,
Looking
I
at
think maybe
that,
they did.
looking at their picks.
Yeah. Well, I guess like I imagine that any hero that is really going to dumpster Slark in their head will lose to Venomancer, right? So
Yeah.
it almost doesn't matter what the last pick is. If they have this planned out, which is obviously new to us, but seeing it in action, it does kind of seem to work.
Dude, Ori's crushing him right now.
Yeah, he's missing a lot of CS.
No, Ori's straight up denying him.
Yeah. No, I
I mean, he's not gonna. He has no pounce.
Yeah.
Although I don't even know if going Essence Shift is the play.
Yeah, that doesn't really do
When is the
anything in
sniper
your
gonna
lane,
get hit? Get that? He's gonna eat the ward.
Sniper does not have great base damage at the start.
No.
But I guess neither does Slark because he stat seals against people. He's still 9 damage up, right?
Oh boy. He's just getting pinged non-stop. Hit, 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 hit. And I mean, Chris Luck's saying like he's pinging back. He's like, guys, this guy's ruining me right now.
This was not a good idea, guys. It worked for the Broodmother, but it's not working now. But Yang is going to have a tougher lane as a result, though. Slowing down DY
On
with
mid.
that level 5 gush. They're going to try and finish up Chris Luck with the shrapnel, but he's forced to pounce away.
And in
That's a
fact, the
free
Tiny has
deny.
the back two, who is only level 1.
Yeah,
Not really
this,
sure what the plan was there. As bottom lane, Whisper, who I feel like Whisper is so unused to having decent lanes that it's a little bit of a surprise for him that he's being able to just get this pull off.
oh yeah, he's been targeted in almost every single game we've watched from him.
He's done really admirably considering that situation. I felt like he
Yeah.
played a sick Legion Commander last game.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought he did the best with the situation that he was given, as Paparazzi getting a little bit assailed here, but I feel like he's going to be an issue this game. Paparazzi, with the type of heroes that he has against him, I feel like Chrono's always going to be free. As he gets a silence off on the Shadow Shaman,
And the Aphotic Shield popping as well does a lot of damage. Fate's just going to be continued to slow down,
He's
and he
dead.
was not going to be able to get to that Ancient stack in time.
and Whisper with finally having a good laning phase.
Yeah, walking away with the first blood. Though he doesn't have nearly the CS that this Omni Knight has. He's 20-2 on Omni.
Dude, I don't think this is that bad of a lane for Omni.
I can't imagine that Tidehunter is ever a threat.
No, that's the problem.
This is so this Tidehunter 5 man is
It's definitely interesting, let's say that.
yeah.
The thing about it is that it really doesn't provide any lane pressure, is the problem.
Yes.
If you can't get a kill with your Gush, that usually means that the lane is kind of bad for you.
Yeah.
But what it does really well, as we saw in the previous game, is it's a support that doesn't get bursted easily.
Mhm.
And the Ravage potential of it is very good. Like, they did a really good job of fighting around that.
It's very awkward to have a 5 position that is a credible team fight threat that you can't burst down,
Yes,
right?
precisely.
It's like Warlock. Oh, just, as long as you can jump on top of him,
at mid.
fantastic. But
Trying
Schofield's trying to get the toss in here. He's going to be able to hit the avalanche. Chris
He's got
Luck
it.
runs back into his tower, and with the pounce, this should be a dead sniper.
That was so well set up. I mean, I feel like in Ori's mind, maybe he was thinking like, why is he backing up all the way there?
Yeah.
He's like, he's not eating a tango. Something is definitely
Did they
wrong.
have the Tiny as well when they did the Slark mid against Broodmother?
No.
What was that, Earth
They had Earth Spirit?
Avalanche is going to be able to hit a stun. He does have a heal, though, but it may not be enough with the toss back, and Hector just laying shot after shot into him.
Dude, Schofield's been a monster this tournament so far.
Yeah, Schofield's... I mean, these Tinies, man, the Boots first Tinies that are just running around tossing people, there's like no better level 1 ability than Toss when it comes to getting kills.
Still, in last hit category, all 3 top of the board still belongs to
Yeah.
Vici Gaming.
Yeah, the hero kills may be all infamous right now at 3-0, but they only have a very shallow net worth lead because of the CS game. Ori starts the harassment damage on that Slark, hoping to be able to keep him low because he has this experience advantage right now with Chris Luck being away from level 6, but that's why Stinger and Schofield, they're going to go for the kill again, the toss back onto Ori. That's going to be another kill. Ori can only turn and fight as best he can with the shrapnels.
And if you saw right there, they were trying to leave it for the Slark, and then they realized we're taking too much damage.
Yeah.
Furiously started hitting the sniper.
Also, because they shared it 3 ways, that experience is not that much. Chris Luck is still a bit from level 6.
Should get it with this creep wave potentially, as in mid lane, the Shaman has that second level of the Shackle. They're pinging right now. They really want to kill this Slark before he hits level 6.
I think the sniper is going to TP in right away and try and go for the assassination. They're going to try and shove him out of lane. And
Oh,
they
he's
might
dead?
actually kill him. Oh, he got the level 6!
Oh.
Yeah, those creeps just died just in time.
That was like a quarter of a second as he was backing out.
Yeah.
Gets the level for it. But, you know, them's the breaks as...
Gonna see replay of that moment in a sec. Is Siege Wagon does die, so this mid tower is no longer under assault.
I mean, the downside for this Slark is he still only has 19 CS. Like, his net worth cap is... Okay, look at it right there.
Yeah, just 1 creep died, barely pushed him over the edge to 6. Quickly levels it up.
I will say, though, if you look at the net worth, the sniper is still 700 in front of the Slark.
Yeah.
The sheer CS difference is still so significant as Vici finally get on the board. What that usually tells me is that one team is overplaying, if that makes sense. Like their net worth is, or their kill score is deceiving.
Yes.
If they start losing out on kills, then they're actually just going to immediately get behind, because it means
Yeah.
that one side has an easier way of CSing than the other.
For me, it's like the passive state of the laning phase is superior for one team, and that's why the other team has to run around and try and get kills.
So this 4-1 score, you know, Vici's still fine.
Yeah.
It just looks worse than it is.
Hector. I'm interested to see how farmed he's going to get on this Venomancer, because he's far ahead in CS for the start, but Paparazzi wants to be able to hunt him down nice and early. He's going to be able to get him too with a Chronosphere. Doesn't
Really
even
easy
need
kill.
the bash. Hector just let himself get a bit too low. Paparazzi saw the opportunity to invade.
Yeah, the gold lead's still very, very slightly in favor, but that'll change here in a second.
Whisper alone in lane, who already had, because of the first blood and his high amount of CS, pretty decent net worth. He's neck and neck there with the sniper. He's going to be able to put some good pressure on this tower. That's why the rotation has to occur from the Omni Knight to push him back. Might be able to catch him here, but DY, it's a level 7 Abaddon. That is a really tough kill to get. They're going to try and challenge him here a little bit. He can level his ultimate as soon as the shackles are thrown onto him just to be able to get rid of that disable.
Resets himself just fine here as, I mean, he did have that early first blood, but it did mean that he missed out on quite a bit of CS as Venno, it doesn't really do anything to the Faceless Void, who will always have the benefit of having his time walk.
Yeah.
So when it comes to actually getting kills, might be a little bit difficult here as the support Tide is definitely not going to be the one to do it. They are pinging towards the stacks right now. They want to do something about that, but they have to take down this tower first. And this is a pretty big tower for the Venno to take.
Absolutely. Just that free off lane tower when you can win your lane hard enough, and he's going to be able to take it now as the 10-minute rune is going to spawn here as well. Paparazzi is going to jump forward, taking away that observer ward. So they'll have their better shot at being able to defend this bounty rune pickup.
And it looks like it's going to go 2 for 2 as they secure their own on both sides. The Omni Knight grabs his, Whisper grabs his, and the two sides trade off. Maybe they go for a smoke here even towards this mid area. First, they have to start giving Stinger some levels though.
Yeah. Body blocking it up. Just a little bit just to make sure he doesn't have to be as far forward. But Schofield's on the hunt right now. The last remnants of his haste rune fade away. But has the positioning if Vici Gaming get a little bit too far to this right side. But they know because of the observer ward they had in their own jungle. They saw that rotation. That's why they're playing so far to the left. But Schofield still going to try and go for it anyway, but now he's overextended himself. Fade. He knew that this was going to take the bait, and that's why they laid this trap out for him. Chris Luck is going to go for the TP wave, but that's why you had that Chronosphere in your pocket.
I mean, that does force the Chrono, but at the same time, I'm not really sure why Chris Luck decided to stick around.
No.
Like, he was not going to save his Tiny there.
Yeah.
And considering he's only level 4, it's not like there's anything to save.
I mean, I think he got used to like how he was able to play the Slurk last game.
Yes.
Because there wasn't that big AoE disable threat against him.
But there is this game.
There is.
He can prove to be very, very
so he's going to have to adjust to the idea of this Faceless Void. Yang actually has a slight experience lead on this Whisper Abaddon.
And Hector is just farming jungle. He, once again, is at the top of the net worth charts. Doesn't seem to matter what hero he is.
Okay, that's a little bit more than a slight lead. He already has his 90 GPM talent on Yang. That's a hype pickup. Hector, of course, Venomancer has the same GPM talent. And again, Schofield just keeping the brown boots and such until he can go for that faster blink dagger. They're going to try and bring down Yang here. The pounce is not going to land. They are going to be able to hit the silence on him. The Heavenly Grace will make it so it doesn't last too long, but the Purification still needs another second or two. He will have enough seconds, though, to be able to get that off, and now he can turn. The Assassination's going to be enough to finish off the Tide Hunter. Chris Luck will get away, thanks in part to his Shadow Dance passive.
That was a very ambitious kill attempt right there, especially without the Ravage. Maybe if they have Ravage, they can get the kill onto the Omni, but I mean, that guy is really tanky. He's got 4 levels of the Heavenly Grace. Could have even leveled his ulti at some point, but Infamous was just kind of gambling on the fact that he didn't. It's not even like he needed it, because it wasn't very close.
I'm a little bit surprised Hector didn't go for the Midas build on Venno. Instead, just going for the very, very fast Hurricane Pike.
Yeah, considering the type of game it looks like he wants to play anyways.
Yeah. Like with a Slark on your team, not sure, like with these supports as well, like you're not going to be able to play the fastest game in the world. Paparazzi trying to finish up his Maelstrom by taking this tier 1 tower at top. Whisper putting the same pressure on the opposite side of the map. But it's only Infamous who are thinking about defending their tower right now with Schofield in the neighborhood. If he has the right kind of opening, his team could rotate for him, but I think he got spotted, and as a result, he's saying, they got information, I'm not committing. You guys just go for tier 2. That's just what they're gonna do.
Top tower being traded out. They're just gonna let it fall, and they're gonna continue their assault in this bottom lane. This TP is gonna come through. The Void is also coming in. If they're gonna find anybody, it's gonna be this Venomancer who does have the Force Staff available.
Force Staff's away. Paparazzi doesn't use the Chronosphere. A good read by him. That was not the good time to use it. Especially with the Naban behind him, that Venom would have been really tough to bring down, even if he did catch him.
Curious enough, for once, Infamous don't have Midas on any of their cores.
Yeah. DY going to be chased away through this mid lane. He's going to try and go for the stomp and will manage to get, of course, the Dark Pact. Instantly takes off that stun, and the Slark by himself will finish off the Ear Splitter. It's going to do a lot of damage. Stinger, it's going to be saved a bit of it from the Aphotic Shield, but there's just too much from Ori. Who headshot after headshot. Now he's going to force out the borrowed time from Whisper as well.
Ori does so much damage. If he's able to just hit from the backline, both the cores now have the Maelstrom, and this Slark, I mean, he was in a dangerous position, but Void actually got hit by the creep.
Oh, the ancient creep?
Yeah, the crawler actually prevented this kill.
Oh, no. So instead he's going to go for Whisper because they know he used his borrowed time just now. And he picked up the bounty rune for that.
He was left with 1 HP. Whisper was trying to cast his shield. Maybe better serve trying to get the Mist Coil off to get the deny, but unfortunately neither for him. As a much better situation right now is, I mean, they're leading by 1k gold. They have ways to get kills on these cores.
Blitz, what is the timing behind Venomancer core? Right, because it feels a little weird. It's a hero that's supposed to pressure heavy in the lanes, but then he's going to hit jungle creeps for a while. When does he feel really strong in the mid game?
I think right now when he has his Pike.
Just as soon as he has Pike?
I think he should feel fine. By the way, do you notice everybody from Infamous really likes, both their cores really like getting
they're going to be able to get a nice blink avalanche toss right on top of Ori. Chris Lux trying to finish him off, but Yang is able to get off a good Heavenly Grace Purification. They still hit him with Ravage, though. They're staying on top of Ori. Ori turns and fights, knowing that it's nowhere to run, but he's actually doing a lot of damage to Hexter before he finally falls, but still the Purification keeps him alive a little bit longer before finally that's it. Chris Luck was able to pounce away before Paparazzi finished off. Now he goes back in with the Aphotic Shield. He knows these heroes are low. Burst down the Omni Knight. Might still be able to catch out Yang, who's silenced up. Will get Dark Pack damage, and that's going to be it underneath the tier 1 tower. Chris Luck looks to finish up that tower as well. Shadow Shaman, Sniper, Omni Knight, all dying there. Chris Luck's going to get a tower, some Serpent Ward gold as well.
This Tiny is just ruining them right now. They all in committed for Ori. You saw the difficulty, right? When the Omni's there, it's hard to just burst down the Sniper. They had to all in commit just to kill Ori. I think at that point, it's one of those situations where you feel bad about letting him live because you have lost heroes, but you sort of have to hard commit to it anyways. And Whisper's positioning right there was the best. Coming in at the last second, goes in from the far right side. Vici thought that they were just going to get cleanup kills after that point, but without Chronosphere up, Infamous took advantage of that timing.
Schofield. Aphotic Shield takes off the shackles. He's going to toss over Chris Luck, who wants to go for that kill onto Fade. He'll have it too. The Dark Pack saves him from the stun. Whisper has a similar play with a borrowed time. He's actually trying to get some damage out, but they are going to be able to get the Chronosphere onto Slark. And Slark saved a little bit by Whisper. And the Shadow Dance actually going down as well. Can Chris Luck actually get out of this one? Gets a little bit of regen, passive, pounces out, goes for the TP. The stop is right there. And Chris Luck may have been better served to try and get into the trees, but is caught by DY.
Quarter of a second. I think he was seen by the tower, too.
Yeah.
Unable to get out. Not the worst trade in the world for Vici as a result. Getting that kill on the Slark. It looked like he was going to get out, no problem, but...
Especially since it was nighttime, right? Like, it's very hard to catch the Slark once he gets a little bit of distance away from you during nighttime.
It's proving really hard, though, for them to deal with this this Faceless Void. They don't have enough lockdown. They have a lot of different slows, things of that nature, but like when it comes down to this like hard stun, such as what Vici have on the side with this Shaman, they don't really have anything like that.
Fade. Thought his triangle was going to be safe, but look
Oh,
at the
they went for
double
Roche.
wards placed by Infamous. They double ward up the triangle and go straight for Roshan. So
Yeah, you
even
know
if
there's
one
no
of those
vision
wards
here.
is dealt with, they are going to be able to see any rotation that comes in from Vici.
This is going to be the fastest timing, which is why the Slark is coming in. They're trying to commit for this. The Radiant have scanned.
Zelda Titan going to be able to get inside this pit in time. He has the Spirit in position. Holding, waiting until it gets the last second. He's going to go for the stomp now. First splitter up in 4 seconds. Assassinate's going to scare away Chris Luck, with the double damage on Hector is allowing him to be able to quickly finish that up. They do have the shrapnel right on him, Chris Luck, but he's going to be saved down by the Aphotic Shield from Whisper. Now he has enough to be able to
The
jump
Ravage
forward.
over
The
the top.
Ravage going down, managed to catch some of these heroes. A toss back of the Sniper right on top of Paparazzi, who goes straight for the Tidehunter. Managed to finish him off, take down the Aegis of the Slark as well. K1 Hector managed to get a nice ultimate, but it's going to cost him his life. Can the Slark finish this one up, or does he just have to retreat? The Pounce, oh, he got jumped in front of. So the Pounce doesn't get him over the cliff. A jump in from Schofield, that's still not enough to finish up Paparazzi.
They are just
either.
throwing heroes away.
Vici Gaming, they don't lose a hero and take 4 down of Infamous and the Aegis.
Very surprised that Infamous decided to take that fight. Considering the circumstances, anytime you have to initiate an Omni Knight, I feel like you're going to lose the fight.
Yeah.
He's the worst hero, I feel like, to just instantly go for.
And that means they don't have to worry about the Aegis, but they also get these 20-minute bounty runes. They're not going to get all 4. Whisper snags one
Yeah,
of them.
we're gonna see
look
this
back
again.
at the replay. I mean, just look how low Chris Luck was and Whisper.
Yes, and you could back out at this point, reasonably speaking.
Yeah.
They also decided to go for 2 different targets. I don't know, this was just such an awkward fight for them to take.
The Ravage not hitting the Sniper right away, I think, cost them a lot of their timing. Instead, they had to go for the Avalanche toss.
Walking up that hill, too,
Yeah.
through the Shaman.
The Shaman, Shrapnel, there's like so much AoE control in that. And they didn't have Chronos here, which is maybe part of the reason that Infamous wanted to take the fight. It only came up at the last second of
Yeah.
that team fight, but they didn't need it.
I will tell you every time, if you decide to go for that Omni Knight, he's going to make you pay. Yang was very glad at how that fight started.
Yeah. He's got Pipe working on Mech, a full sustained lineup. He knows he doesn't have to do a drop of damage in a fight. Well, actually, he took the 90 damage talent, which I'm a little bit surprised, honestly.
He doesn't have to do a drop of damage, Squish.
But he doesn't, right? I mean, look at, he's got a Void and a Sniper. Look at his item build.
Nah, he's
Like,
going to whack.
Don't you just get it 35 experience and
Nah, he's
push
gonna
for a
whack.
faster level
Nah,
25?
he's going to hit. Look at this. Oh, last hit.
Damn.
This guy's good.
He took it away from Ori. This
This
guy's
guy's good. This
trying
guy's
to
good.
carry right now.
This guy's good.
Hector gonna be caught. No spells will be cast against the Shadow Shaman.
Does get the Hurricane Pike off, but again, they're going to struggle to deal with this Void or this Omni Knight.
Technically, Hurricane Bike is not a spell.
Very true. I think it's much easier for Vici to win in this game.
Yeah, for sure, right? For sure.
I think Infamous has to outplay. Despite like the 1K difference, I think that the actual team fights should be a lot easier for Vici to play. There's going to have to be some trickery on the side of Infamous.
Can you win late game on Infamous? Or not can, but like, what's the percentage of you winning late game? I think it's really low, right?
I think so too. As Tiny's going to get spotted here.
Fade, this Blink Dagger is beginning to be quite the menace. They do have the last shot coming in onto Schofield, surrounded by the Serpent Wards. He's trying to get out of there. Whisper is not sure how much he can really help his homie right now. Schofield, if he survived long enough, the Aphotic Shield, the toss back
he's
as
made
well,
it
coming
out.
in from behind. Chris Luck needs to get out, though. They quickly turn onto the Slurk. Can they keep the vision on him? He managed to get the Shadow Dance up. His allies have regen up off the Shrine, but Chris Luck's just trying to get out of vision and keep that Shadow Dance regen working for him. He's going to TP away, and the rest of his team has to do the same, but unfortunately, Hector's going to be left behind as a Chronosphere has caught him. Can Whisper save him? He's already given him the Solar Crest, a little bit of mid-scoil Aphotic Shield action, but it's still not enough. Paparazzi as well as Ori do too much damage. Schofield and Hector both fall.
I'll tell you the majority of the issue is that they have such a hard time starting fights.
Yeah.
Whereas for Vici, it's really straightforward for them to be able to take fights.
That's why the only fights that looked good was that window where Schofield had just picked up Blink Dagger.
Yes.
But
Now the fights look terrible because Vici are just starting them every time, and
Yeah.
their 2 cores are too tanky to take down easily. So Ori's just in the front or in the back line hitting away while his team's able to soak up all that attention.
Yeah.
So they can't ever get to the back line with the sniper. And there's no easy way for them to just like burst like they did in the previous game. In the previous game, the big difference here is that they had a Storm. The Storm was able to begin the fights for them, get to the backline immediately, cause chaos. In this situation, it's very different.
But a BKB is tuned for the snipers, so he won't have a whole lot of fear if he's quick with the fingers. Then this Tiny's initiation, much of the Venomancer is negated as well.
Just not gonna run away from that ward right now. Man, Fade is making this game impossible for Infamous. The amount of initiations he found in that one fight alone. Yeah.
How far away is Stinger from Blink Dagger on Tide? Or is he going the same Solar Crest build? No, I think he needs the Blink this game, right?
Yes. They need follow-up to the Tiny.
But it's so far away.
What they need is this. Tiny goes in, then, you know, the Tide goes in right after, and then they try to burst down the Void or the Omni during that time. But it feels really unlikely to me, Cap. There's a pipe and a mech on Yang. This is quite the mountain that they're going to have to climb this time around Infamous. And the unfortunate part is what this game might have looked like if they hadn't thrown that Roche fight.
Oh, yeah. Schofield, Chrislock, and Whisper. This three-man kill combo almost bring down Yang, but now the rest of the team is here. They have the Chronosphere as well as the Shackle lockling down these heroes. The Tiny might be the first of all. Chrislock, they really want to bring him down. That's why the assassination is there to finish him off. Whisper, the only way to walk away with the borrowed time, but Hector's going to be slowed down by the shrapnel. Ori poking at him, pecking at him, while the rest of the team is going to be able to clean up Whisper as well. Nobody of Infamous who is in this fight is going to walk away free.
Is going to get beat down right now. It does have that Lincoln's, but it really doesn't feel like it matters.
No.
This Shadow Shaman initiation way too strong. The counter initiation of the Void Chrono is a little bit too big too, and the Omni Knight doesn't even die during that time. I think every time they go on the Omni, they're going to find nothing but disappointment waiting for them.
Yeah. 6,000 net worth lead with a team that has an Omni Knight, Sniper, Faceless Void. That's a lineup that's going to scale real well into late game. You see that? Ori popped his... What's the ability called that increases his range? The active of it? Take aim. He popped it and took the last hit on that tier 2 from like 2,000 units
You were the one that told me that there was an active.
No, you were dumbfounded. You're like, what? Stinger. He's got Ravage, but the team isn't here to follow that up.
All right, they're starting to get
They're
a little
crumbling.
bit desperate here.
They're crumbling. Paparazzi jumps a little too far forward. Hector tries to take advantage of it. The sign being used onto the Abaddon, while Chris Luck keeps on trying to get close to these heroes, but immediately has to pounce himself away as soon as they turn and fight him. The borrowed time has now been used. That's just another ability on cooldown for
and
this
the
team.
courier dies. They should just push. There's no Ravage up. They need to protect their catapult.
They got the Siege Wagon tooting along.
They're pinging towards the top right now where they've got a bigger creep wave, and they're going to go in.
No borrowed time.
That's death.
They have a buyback on the Abaddon. I mean, Stinger is alive in 1 second, but he's a 5-position Tidehunter with no Ravage.
God, this was so well done by Vici. And they are just taking advantage of the fact that there's no possible way they can take fights without the Ravage.
Yeah. Chris Luck's going to try and grab somebody on the way out, but they have Chronosphere, so he's got to be real careful, and it looks like he's going to be caught. He's dead. Not even Chronosphere needed. That's why Paparazzi's going to look for more. He's going to be able to grab Hector here. The Earth Splitter laid out just to make sure they do finish off that Venomancer before he gets a chance to get his ult.
Even getting your ult off at this point against the Heavenly Grace plus the pipe, hasn't even casted it.
Yeah.
Feels that confident that, I mean, they're fine. And look at that damage cap. The 90 damage on the Omni Knight. You doubted it, but...
He's doing it. What was that Hex? Where did he Hex? Was there a hero close to him?
The range creep?
Oh, he hexed the range creep? I was like, is there some hero coming in from behind? What's going on?
Fade saying sorry.
All right, 2 lanes of barracks. The only reason they can't go for Megas right now, they're still Tier 1 alive. Oh,
he was
precasting.
spamming.
Yeah.
I see. Hoping for the Tiny to come in or something? That makes sense. Man, Scrift's so smart.
Shadow Shaman with the boots of travel. Now you're just living luxury. Taunt all you want, Chris Luck, but I don't know if Vici Gaming is going to be stumbling into any errors this game. They are looking like a very clean machine. This kind of lead, all they have to do is control the game, get the next Roshan, march down bottom lane. I haven't even seen them use many smokes, so I'm sure they have plenty available to them, right? So, why isn't there a smoke counter? Wait, come on, guy. Ever since they did the shop change, you know, where it's like you just click on the shop and there's like a billion smokes. Yeah, it's like ever since they took it away, it's like,
It actually makes life really hard as a caster.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea how many times.
Yeah. Combined with the fact that it's not as simple as like just count the smokes, you know?
Yes.
Sometimes some teams buy more than others. Hey, Carry of Infamous is dead. He's dead, and so is Schofield.
This is
rough.
This one's real rough. I think they forgot what enabled this this Ti9 though. It's the ability for them to like follow up with their cores, and they weren't able to do that at all this game. Plus, Venomancer as a 1, at least in this game, felt very underwhelming.
Yeah, Venomancer looks super weak this game. I wasn't a huge fan of it when it was first picked, but then the sniper, it just made it look really bad. And Chronosphere before the Ravage can actually go out, so that is going to be buybacks either forced out of
Oh my
Infamous,
lord.
or they're just going to call it here. Yeah, Paparazzi say, sure, take game 1, but did you Fountain Farm? Because that's what I'm trying to do right now. Vici Gaming are going to be repelled, pushed back.
Vici are trying to remind everybody, last game didn't happen.
Yeah. See how much we're dumpstering Infamous?
This was a 2-0.
Yeah.
We beat them so bad
Yeah,
that it feels like they lost 2 games.
Whisper's gonna die with no buyback. Infamous just trying to hold Chris Lux, making his big commitment, and then it's instantly countered by the Omni Knight.
They're gonna call it.
They
It
are
has not
gonna
been a
call
game
it
for
for
quite some time. As it gets to 21K as the lead, Vici is gonna right the ship a little bit. That was the kind of game that they needed.
I mean, Blitz, you said, hey, any team can take a best of 1. What is really defining for a team is winning 2 games. That's what wins you a series, and Infamous were not able to do it here over Vici Gaming. Vici showing why. They went through most of this group stage so far undefeated until game 1 of the series.
I will say that this was still a pretty good showing for them. I think a lot of people, most people would be surprised that if you tell them that they won, that they took a game off of Vici, that'd be like, wow, that is an upside and a half. At the same time, Vici, the second game, they showed, you know, okay, this is the reason why they were the top seed so far in the groups. So nothing.
Do you think there was a draft advantage for Vici?
I think it was much better this time around because they kind of checkmated themselves when they had that the Veno-Slark situation. I actually think they needed another form of team fight, or like a way to start a fight. Having Veno, Abba, and Slark as your cores felt really weak this game as a result, because none of them could help the Tide or the Tiny with the follow-up damage.
There's so many times where they had no disable out from those 3 because the only one they have is Pounce.
Yes.
And that's not a stun, that's just to stay where you are, and Sniper's like, yeah, I've got an Omni with me. Of course I'm going to stay where I am.
You know, we're still going to stick on the Infamous train. Viva Peru.
Yeah. We'll be casting more Infamous, I believe, tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've got one more series of theirs, but
I think it's Chaos Mineski.
Chaos Mineski? Okay.
Yeah.
Chaos Mineski, but we got to take a break so we can get to that next series. So, we'll be back.